Hello and good evening. Oh, I just see we've got some chat going on before I got here. So, oh, hi Lisa. Looking forward to this one. Don't get too excited because you never know. Hiya Marie. We've got, oh dear, I accidentally clicked the dissatisfied button and not satisfied. Oh my word, I'm such a dummy. So, oh, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. I'm sure there's many people clicking the dissatisfied button, Marie, and not by accident. So worry not. I hope everything's all fine, dandy and wonderful down in South Africa. A hell of a lot warmer than it will be in the north of England, no doubt. And how is Lisa this evening? Hiya, Kathy. How are you, lovely? Hi, Danny. Oh, I loved your latest upload. I had a listen to that earlier. Really good. All these people that I've never heard of. Oh, dear me. I didn't quite catch the end of the. I didn't get the whole of the podcast though. I had to watch the very end of it. I think I only probably missed about 10 minutes. But yeah, so anybody who's not caught up on watched any of Danny's uploads or have managed to catch a podcast live, I thoroughly recommend them, especially to people in the UK, because they're a lot of these cases that Danny discusses are things I've never heard of. And with the Manson case being discussed on the podcast lives, again, things I had no idea, really interesting stuff. So anybody who's into true crime and that, you know, especially the Manson case, thoroughly recommend. Give them a sub, try and, if you can't watch them live, catch up on them later. They're really good. Oh, who else have I got? Oh, Dogman Dorothy's dangling dildo. Well, good evening, dangling dildo, and how are you? Who else have we got? Oh, that's it for the moment. Not so bad, not so bad. So I'm not just going to check. Is anyone else going live tonight? Oh, the Dogman's bollocks. Good evening, Dogman bollocks. I'm so sorry, Danny. Every time you come in lately, we're doing an Incognito Night. The Beast of Boston's book cover. Good evening. Oh, I'm going to struggle guessing who you lot are. You're all Dogmen tonight. Well, I cannot wait to do Lady Wytch's story and then, you know, see what questions we've got coming up. Hot Diggity Dogman. Another one. I'm loving these names. Brilliant. Fantastic. And yet I won't have a damn clue who any of you are. I nearly went for Massholes, Hairy Swingers, but I thought nobody would get the joke, so I've stuck to it. Bigfoot. Hi, Travis. How are you? That dangling dildo. So just while we're waiting for a few more people to come in, for anybody who hasn't read the description, obviously Friday night is Incognito Night. Come as you like. And Travis the Chimp, sometimes I face. Oh my goodness, Travis was a scary bugger. So we're doing Incognito, and we've also got a real life Dogman encounter story. Excuse me. From one of our channel members. Everybody knows the lovely lady Wytch. Well, it's her story from the 1990s. And hopefully, although I don't know if she's here or not because you're all incognito, hopefully she's going to be here in chat to answer any questions. Although I did raise a few and we had a little discussion about it. And then we were hoping to have a Goatman story from Breeana, but I saw a message from her earlier. It's actually 11:30 in the morning, her time, and she's at work. So we're going to have to save Breeana's story for another time. but I've also got some Mothman information because Freda Baxter had requested, you know, we do something on Mothman. So I've got a couple of stories there and some really interesting background stories on, well, I'll go into that later. So let's have a look. Jesus, anyone new will think we're perv. Well, they'll think you're a perv, Miss Dangling Dildo, or Mr. Dangling Dildo. I'm not even going to try guessing who anybody is yet. But I think when we've done the story, because I want to give, and I hope you all don't mind, because I know usually I'm interacting with the chat straight away. But because this is one of our friends' stories, I want to kind of concentrate on that while I'm telling it. So if you'll forgive me, I won't be looking at chat. You can, you know, obviously cause as much bedlam as you like. But I'm not going to be watching chat while I'm relaying Lady Wytch's story. I just think that's respectful for her as well, you know, because she's been good enough to share it with us. So yeah, so I hope you don't mind. I'll come back to chat after I've finished telling the story as she's relayed it to me. But what time are we on? Yeah, give it another 5 minutes and then I'll start. How is everybody? What's going on? Anything we need to know? Anyone we need to avoid? I was hoping Fern would come in tonight because I felt a bit tight on her the other night. Hunky Howler. Good evening, Hunky Howler. Hiya, Burren. How are you, love? Good to see you in here. We're having a bit of a silly night, Burren. I don't know if you have you been in on Incognito Night before? Oh, Fenrir Graber. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. Do you know, I'm going to regret doing this because we've now got werewolves coming in the chat. And as you all know, I've got a real paranoia about werewolves. Yeah, Burren, everybody's, well, not everybody, but most people come in on the Incognito Nights. They change the names. I haven't got a bleeding clue who anybody is. No problem, Burren. No problem. And I have, so we do this, everybody has a bit of a laugh, and then I try and guess who everybody is. So, oh God, I should have known I'd do it again. Right, sorry about that. I'll turn my, I've turned my thing off. But yeah, so, and what I wanted to do is, I'm having a new rule tonight, which is, we tried out last week, and it stopped me having a mental breakdown. If I guess you correctly, if I guess who you are, then please be so kind as to revert back to your real identity. Just so I've not still got a shitload of I've not got a shitload of alts still in here, and I haven't got a clue who anybody is. Dorothy's live. Should we test out if we're still blocked and go raid? Get live? Yeah, go on, do it. Obviously, I can't because I'll end up kicking myself out my own live stream. Go, Dorothy dangling dildo. Go on, feed us all back. ask her how her bangers are. So yeah, so that's my new rule now, because and obviously for new people as well who are coming in, and then for those who haven't got Incognito, it gets a little bit confusing. So obviously we've got Danny here, Burren Wytch, Kathy's not Incognito, who else was? Marie and Lisa. So if I guess you correctly, as I said, if you would be so kind as to revert to your true identity. But I've got a feeling I'm not going to do as well as I did last week at guessing who's who. Oh, she's ended. Well, pity it's not ended. Danny, it's not a KMA show without the cell phone ringing or Cooper making his presence known. He's actually being really good, Danny. He's fast asleep at my feet at the moment. I don't want to speak too soon. But, excuse me, over at Porky's, because as you all know, we're kind of moving in together. So I've been moving stuff today. and because he lives on the coast, so we've had Cooper out on the beach and tied him out, and then we took him for a walk in the park. It's a great big park nearby at tea time, so we tied him out again. So hopefully he's going to stay chilled as F. Hello Danny, hello Dogman, Beast of Boston, good evening. Hey Fenrir, Hunky Howler, good evening fellow chatterers. Oh god, Hunky Howler isn't a mod, so that's definitely a full-on alt, that one. Hunky Howler, that's got to be a man. I'm gonna guess. I don't know what you'll think, but I would say Hunky Howler is either going to be, and this isn't my final guess yet, so you can stay as you are, because I'm not going to guess till after the stories. Hunky Howler, I reckon, is either Cassius, Sid, Porky, or Mirrorman. Or even Captain. But I think that's one of the chaps. I don't know what you guys think. It's Dorothy. Speaking of which, I hope you all caught Cassius's Serve of the Gob the other night. He is an absolute legend. I was laughing my arse off. Absolutely beautiful delivery. Or absolute beautiful delivery. So yeah, that was... Oh no, dildo. Oh, it was an absolute pearl. Let me just say that. And for everybody who knows our Cassius, for him to be that Raj, it's got to be something. But you know he's pissed off because he's so chilled out, such a laid back guy. Oh, she's still alive. Oh well, I hope she crawls up her own arse. That was already Marge Simpson. Well, I keep saying she's like oh, what's it called? Oh no, dildo. Sorry, Danny. Oh, flipping heck. I just open my mouth sometimes and I don't even know what rolls out of it. I keep getting told about that. Liking the dog's bollocks. Hello. Good evening. Well, we haven't started the stories yet. We've got a lot of werewolves and dogmen in. We've got a couple of dildos. We've got a book cover. We've got Fenrir Greyback is in, so we've got a nice visitation from the Harry Potter films, and Hunky Howler. And I haven't got a damn clue who any of you are. I love that, the Dogman's bollocks. I'm liking that picture with a pair of taters. Oh gosh. Anyway, Friday night, it all happens. So I'm going to start. Hopefully the dog will stay quiet. I've turned my phone on silent so it won't ring again, as I always forget it, don't I? And I'm going to tell Our Lady Wytch's story. And then, as I said, I'm going to ignore chat just while I'm reading it out. I want to give it my full attention. And as I said, I think that's only respectful for Lady Wytch because she's gone to the time and trouble to tell us. I'll then discuss some of the, because I threw a couple of questions back at her. I don't want to reveal herself just yet because obviously everybody's having fun being incognito. So you must be blocked. No one could see me. Oh no. Oh, well, we're all blocked, aren't we? It doesn't really matter, dildo, does it? So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. Read the story, have a little bit of a discussion, go on to the Mothman stuff, and then we'll have a try at guessing who's who. And then hopefully if anybody's got any questions for Lady Wytch, we can throw them in once we've all kind of revealed who we are. Does that sound okay to everybody? If you're all cool with that, let me know and I'll crack on. And for anybody who missed it, as I said, we've not got the Goatman story tonight because Breeana's at work. Obviously, forgetting the time difference, it's 11:30 a.m. where she is. So she's working. Dangling dildo says, cool, fine. Fine and dandy and dangling. Okie dokie. Hot diggity Dogman, brilliant. Thank you, ladies and gents. Okay. So as I said, this is a true story. This isn't something dragged off the internet. This isn't something that, you know, has come off Reddit or has been copied from any other site. This is word for word delivered by somebody that we all know. And as you all know, I've been pestering her for ages because I wanted to hear this story. So I'm going to start off with just how she started it with me, because she did want to point out, I'll go have a go, but I was blocked ages ago. Yeah, don't bother. I wouldn't bother about it, Beast. I think she just gets off on it. I'd save the clean pants till later on, dildo. I'd save it, just in, because you never know. If you put clean ones on now, the likelihood is they'll get messed up. Right, okay. I'm going to ignore you all for a bit. I'm going to tell this story and then I'll come back to you afterwards. Okay, now, the thing that Lady Wytch did say initially was that she wanted to say that after this encounter, shall we say, she spent years researching, researching this. She says even now she's not certain that what she encountered was actually a dogman, but going off, the descriptions that other people have given from following on from encounters that they've had, it's the closest thing to what she saw. So that's why we're going for Dogman. And from what she said to me, I would say it was definitely a Dogman. So, and this is word for word. I'm just going to read what Lady Wytch has said to me. This encounter happened in 1990. I would walk from my parents' house to my best friend's, approximately 1.5 miles away. The road between the neighbourhoods had small wooded areas on either side where all manner of people would hang out away from prying eyes. The biggest issues were the druggies and the homeless, both of which could be dangerous if encountered at the wrong moment. It was understood that one walked in the road, avoiding getting too close to the tree line. However, the woods on the one side ended at the property line of a church, and the church kept the open field between the woods and the main road mowed. There was a little path that people used to cut down on the amount used to cut down on the amount of walking to get to the main road. Not to mention that they had lights in the parking lot and it was safer. It was on this little path that I had one of the weirdest experiences of my life. It was quite late and I was walking home, accompanied by my friend Danny, who refused to let me walk past the woods alone on a weekend. We were taking the path and could hear something moving through the trees. It was not concerning because there were stray dogs, people who were probably also walking home, as well as deer. And about halfway down the path, Danny had to relieve himself and ducked behind a group of trees. That was when I heard someone approaching on the path that stopped a little way away from me. It's a rule of etiquette in the area to step aside so others can pass if they are moving faster than you. And I turned to let whoever it was know that they could just go on by. But it was not a person. It was an animal. Actually, I remember wondering who would be running around the woods dressed up in a werewolf costume. Then the height of the thing registered in my mind. It was easily 8 foot tall. Its eyes were pale yellow with dark grey or black fur. It was not very muscular. Oh, sorry about this. I've just ended up flipping. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I've ended up touching something and I think I've removed the email. Oh, what an idiot. Right, I've got it back. I deleted it by accident. I'll get back to it. Right. Actually, I remember wondering who would be running around the woods dressed up in a werewolf costume. Then the height of the thing registered in my mind. It was easily 8 foot tall. Its eyes were pale yellow with dark grey or black fur. It was not very muscular, but I could tell it was powerful. It was on its 2 hind legs, crouching over, with its face towards me, and there was no doubt in my mind that it was smelling me. I was stunned. I remember thinking that if it decided to attack, it would take seconds to kill me. It was only about 10 feet away and looking straight in my eyes, but it wasn't attacking. It actually seemed surprised to see me, and then it was inquisitive. Then Danny said he was coming back out, and the thing turned around and ran into the woods. He heard everything, but since I didn't say anything, he thought nothing of it. He said he didn't see anything, even when I asked him about it. He probably thought I was crazy. It's been 30 years and I still can't explain what it was. The closest thing to it is a dogman, even though my encounter seems very different from the other reports I have read. Now, just adding on to that, if you bear with me 1 second, she then sent me another thing. Now, and this again is what she said, and I'll mention, we can talk about this. So the second email was, I also wanted to mention this because I was stunned when I heard it. The last video on Dogman encounters was a story by a lady who encountered one in the city. She is from Oak Park, which borders Detroit. My encounter happened in Oak Park. So that was Lady Wytch's encounter. Now, we had a little bit of a discussion over it because I was wondering, you know, did she smell anything, or you know, different things like that, and we had a little bit of a talk about it, but I'd rather go through that later on when she can reveal who she is to people. But what do you guys think initially over what she said? Is there anything that jumps out at you? Are there any thoughts that you've got on you know, what she's described there? And just while you're having a think and I'm waiting for chat to catch up, I'll go back and have a look at what anybody's posted. Oh, hi, Marie. Nice to see you, love. I hope we'll be able to send you off to sleep. Oh, hiya, Rain Dancer. I hope you're well. Hi, Captain Spaulding. No, Rain Dancer, it's totally optional. If you go incognito, you're very welcome to, or you can just come as you are. It's not a problem at all. Hunky Howl, it wasn't you. I should hope not. Big smelly snatch squatch. Good evening. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's Lady Wytch's spirit animal. It could be. It could, especially the fact that it didn't it didn't try to attack her book cover. That's terrifying. I would like to know later, after identity has been revealed, if she felt any kind of communication from the being. Yes, Fenrir. Well, that was kind of one of the not the same question, but I did say to Lady Wytch, has she ever felt that, you know, that it was around her, even though she's never seen it or she's never heard it? Has she ever felt its presence there? Because a lot of people who have had close encounters with dogmen seem to develop some form of kind of a telepathic link with them. So they might move house, they may move 30, 40 miles away, but they sense these things around them. So, and I asked Lady Wytch about that, and yeah, like I said, I'll let her tell her, you know, what her answer was when she's revealed herself later on. Oh, Brian Wilson's foreskin. Hello, I don't know who Brian Wilson is, but you're very welcome. Am I being thick? Who's Brian Wilson? Hi, big smelly snatch. Seeing into another dimension. And it's weird, isn't it, dog's bollocks? See, I'm not sure about I don't know what I think they are, because a lot of people think they're interdimensional. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what I think about them. I do believe in them. Oh, he was one of the Beach Boys. Okay. Well, if he was one of the Beach Boys, he's probably got sand under his old foreskin, hasn't he? That'll be a bit of a scratchy moment for old Brian Wilson. How thick am I? I didn't even know who he was. So yeah, a couple of other questions that I did ask Lady Wytch were, did she notice a smell? Because again, a lot of people who have encountered these dogmen, they describe smelling anything varying from wet dog to a mixture of rotten garbage and shite. And I think, you know, at every step from one to the other, you know, and everything in between. So there doesn't seem to be a hard and fast rule. Now, whether this is either what they are eating or the environment that they're living in, you know, if they're living underground, they might be using the sewer system to pass by undetected during daylight hours. I really don't know. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be a set smell for these things. You know, like some people, if you think about the skunk apes in, is it Florida, where they say the skunk apes are, which are supposed to be like Bigfoot, but they're more of an aquatic, they mooch about in the swamps. Well, they are called a skunk ape purely for that disgusting smell. You know, that apparently that's a really, really strong, nauseating smell. And the same goes for some of these dogmen. Now, I know when people have said that they've seen Bigfoot, or they've you know, there's been a Bigfoot nearby, they have said there's been some kind of a smell, but they've never described it the way a skunk ape has. So that's what I'm thinking about dogmen. Depending which environment they're living in, that could affect how they smell. The other thing I raised with Lady Wytch was when she said that, you know, this dogman didn't look particularly muscular, but obviously it was powerful and given its height and everything, but that it, you know, it wasn't particularly muscular. So I said, oh, do you think it could have possibly been, you know, did you get any feeling of gender off it? You know, was it male, female, what have you? Because I was thinking maybe it could have been a female, still powerful, but not quite as ripped as some of these dogmen are described as. And then the other thing I said, when she said that it was Hiya, Lisa. Hiya, lovely. When she said that it was, it seemed more inquisitive. It was smelling her and it was, interested, but it wasn't after, obviously it wasn't looking like it was going to eat her or anything, but it looked more inquisitive. And I said, did you think it could have possibly been a juvenile? The fact that it was not showing the aggression, it was more inquisitive. So, which could also explain why it's not quite as muscular. So, book cover, yes, exactly. Maybe a puppy. Probably not a puppy because you said it was around, because of the massive height, around about the 8 foot mark. Because that, by all accounts, seems to be round about the adult mark. But I'm thinking maybe, a juvenile, not quite an adult. So it's attained the height, like a 16, 17-year-old lad, they've kind of got the height they're going to be, but they need filling out a little bit. So I don't know what you think. The brilliant names, aren't they, Lisa? No, I don't think it's a puppy either, Dildo, but I do think, yeah. Well, I don't know, hot diggity dog man. Maybe, it's reached its adult height. It just needs to fill out. That's all I kept thinking of was, could it be more like a teenage, like imagine a teenage boy, before they've started to muscle up. I mean, I remember my brother when he joined, my youngest brother when he joined the army, he was a weedy little feck. He had like muscles like knots in cotton in his arms and he had bandy little legs because he just needed to, he needed to fill out and muscle up. By the time he was 21, 22, he was as ripped as shit. But at 18, he wasn't really, he was just weird. And that's why I was thinking, could it have been something that's not quite hit full maturity? But yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you what else I think as well. And I don't know what if anybody else agrees with me. I did say as well to Lady Wytch that I found her story really sinister. And the reason I found it sinister was, I think it was because of just the matter-of-fact way that she just told it, so she's not embellishing fear or panic or anything like that. It was just so matter-of-fact, the fact that, yeah, I've seen this and I've researched it and I still don't know what it is. But I said, I think it was just the way that she told the story really gave me the shivers. Did it have that effect on anybody else, or is that just me because I'm a bit of a mardy arse? Like in the dog's bollocks says, female smelling another female, not saying Lady Wytch smells, though it might have a sensitive nose. That is a really good point, dog's bollocks. I never thought about that either. Or again, a male smelling a female. But like she said, it's not been described the way a lot of other dogmen that I've heard the descriptions of. It doesn't match that because people say they are so ripped. They've got massive pectoral muscles, huge upper arms. The musculature that they have is off the charts. I mean, the other thing as well, dog's bollocks is, and any member of the canine family, they've all got a sensitive nose, haven't they? They're all going to be hypersensitive. So, yeah, I mean, that could pick up. I mean, it could pick up, the slightest little bit of fear if Lady Wytch was feeling a little bit, oh shit, what's that? And she might not have thought she felt frightened, but you're going to give that off, that scent of fear, even if it's only, just for a second. Hunky howler, a bit like me then. Well, yeah, I can see your photograph there. In fact, let's put you up on the screen so everybody can get a look. Let's have a look at your hunkiness. Wait till we get you up on there. Yes, I'm liking that 6-pack. Although I can't see what does your speech bubble say? Because I can't read that. So you might have to let us know. Do any of you know who anybody else? Well, actually, I'm going to rephrase that because I know that Porky and Mirrorman are going to know who each other is. That's oh, it says boo. Okay, thank you very much. I've got a feeling. I think I might know who Green Eyes is. I'm not sure. I think I might know who Julia is, actually. Oh, Fenrir has his suspicions on who Buck is. I have a suspicion on who the dangling dildo is. And I also have a suspicion on who the dog's bollocks is. But I'm going to reserve my suspicions for now. I'm going to let you all have your fun and enjoy being your alter egos for a little while longer. Right. Now, yeah, go on, book cover. Ask who they are. Hot Diggity Dogman, I do as well. But I'm not going to have a formal guess yet. I'll leave that for a while. I'm just loving all these names. I think they're fantastic. They're absolutely pure brilliant and genius. Oh, Fenrir, I think Buck is Green Eyes. Dogman's bollocks. I'm giving a kind butt sniff greeting to everyone. For fuck's sake, why am I associated with dildos? Yeah, I think Hot Diggity Dogman, I think I know who you are. I think I know who Dildo is. I think I know who Bollocks is. Dogman Bollocks. I haven't got a clue about Buck. And I don't know. Hunky Howler, I think I know who you are as well. I don't know who Fenrir is, but that may become apparent as we go on through the evening. But like I said, I shall not guess at the moment. Right. Now then, let me see if I can... Oh, Green Eyes, who were you? I wasn't going to guess on you. Who were you, chicken? Liking the dog's bollocks, king of the werewolves. I think you are as well. I should hope you know who you are. Oh, hang on, look at the typos here. Fenrir, you're not Cassius, are you? Oh, no, Green Eyes, but I wasn't going to guess you yet. I was going to allow you to remain as you were. Oh, don't worry, lady. Don't worry, Burren Witch. It's absolutely fine, chicken. You can always have a catch up later. Well, Green Eyes, what did you think about Lady Witch's story then? Did you find it as sinister as I did? You see, these Dogmen stories might have to pop in and out got bad flooding here, 3 foot. Oh, you're kidding me? Oh my goodness. Oh, don't worry, Wytch. I always leave them up anyway. Can't imagine what she felt. It would never be the same. Well, I mean, being 10 foot away from something like that. Yes, Wytch, we've had Lady Wytch has shared her Dogman encounter with us. Do you remember when I first started doing these and I did the Dogman story about that young fella on the farm? The one that tried to get into the house and did get into the house. Yeah, so Lady Wytch kindly shared her story. And obviously when everybody reveals themselves, hopefully if anyone's got any questions for her. But I've just gone through some of the things that I asked. But I've not given the answers out because other people may want to ask her the same questions. Hiya, Sam. How are you, my darling? Yeah, you're welcome to the Blue Crew, Wytch. Everybody is a mod. So yeah, like I said, I think the way that she told it, I don't know, just reading it freaked me out. Oh, hello, but who's the duck's four green eyes? I went to say hello, Wytch, thinking you said Lady Wytch. Oh, I'm an idiot. The Beast of Boston's book cover, Wytch was very brave. I think I would have screamed out loud and shit myself. Well, that's the thing though, isn't it? Book cover. It's hiya, Sam. Do you know what, Sam? I've got no idea who any of these people are. So if you've got any suggestions, throw them in the chat. I'm not going to do as well as I did last week by guessing everybody. I did guess green eyes though, so just going to nip out for 5. Okay, green eyes, be careful, love, if the flooding's that bad. Oh, Danny says, hey, green eyes, Sam, hunky howler. Yeah, I think book cover, I think the thing that would have done me is just having something sitting that quietly and intently staring at me without doing anything. That sniffing of the air. Dog's bollocks, I would have run a marathon. Yeah. I think I'd have been exactly the same, because it's a different thing having something coming at you aggressively. That's scary enough. But having something that's just sitting there, staring at you and sniffing the air and looking more inquisitive, I'd be thinking, I don't know whether it wants to eat me or lick my face and bring me a stick. I think it's that unknowing that I would find more unnerving. Fenrir, not sure what to think about it. In what way? As in how it behaved, or whether you believe in them or not? I know I would not be happy, but would want to look at it more. No, I think seeing something 8 foot tall crouched down and just sniffing the air and then staring at me with amber eyes. No, in the dark as well. I don't even know how she didn't just collapse, because I think I would. Oh god. Wytch. Oh my god. I was talking about Lep Castle with Lisa the other night when we were on here. Oh god, I was in Lep Castle doing an investigation. We came across an elemental. It was hell-bent on me, and at some stage during the evening I was involuntary possessed. It was horrific. No way. I've heard about that elemental at Lep Castle because it was up on the balcony in the hall. Yeah, well, he's got it like some of the bedrooms have got straw in them and shit, haven't they? People are and there's like the little girl up on the tower, but it was that when I heard about that elemental spirit there, you're supposed to get, there's a smell of rotting meat comes with it, isn't there, apparently? Because doesn't it start off as a woman in a red frock and then morphs into this elemental? I mean, I would like to go to Lep, but I don't know. Wytch, feel free, and if you want to come up on panel, but even if you don't fancy doing it tonight, because obviously you've got storms and what have you, but if you want to come up another night and tell us about Lep, I would love that. I would absolutely love it, and I know especially Lisa, because she said she'd love to go to Lep as well. Yeah, as Boston Book Cover's saying, tell us more about it. Do you want to should we make a date then? I mean, at the moment, because I'm doing this house move, I can only get, I'm okay. What about, I mean, I don't know how you fix next week. Oh, that is a brilliant idea, Dog's Bollocks. Oh, how do you fancy that, Wytch? Because my Porky's got his own channel. Maybe we could do something and put it up there. What do you reckon? And then we've also, like I said, if you fancy it, if you're not too busy, maybe next Friday, Burren, do you fancy coming up on see Lisa saying she'd love to hear about it? Hi, Classic Krishna. Oh, I met you on the podcast, didn't I, the other night? Welcome. As you can guess, we're doing Incognito Night on a Friday, so a lot of people are in here under funny names. We're not always, they'll revert back to the normal names if I guess who they are. But we're doing a little bit of the cryptid creatures and ghost stories tonight. And sometimes we'll do, I do a lot of history stuff as well. So I don't know what your likes are. I don't do true crime. I do everything else though. Oh, Wytch, that would be brilliant. That would be absolutely fantastic. Well, if you can, in my About Me, my email is there. If you've got, if you want to drop me an email and let me know when would be best for you, and I'll sort out setting a live up. Oh, thanks for welcoming Classic Krishna, Woe Lisa, and Green Eyes, everybody. Classic Krishna, you're lucky I reverted back to my name. Yes, Green Eyes a little while ago was oh God, what were you? Dorothy's Dirty Dangling Dildo. We've got Dog's Bollocks all over the place. Oh, Dogman Dorothy's Dangling Dildo. That was it. Thank you. Yeah, you did a nice sub. Great channel you've got. Oh, thank you, Classic Krishna. Thank you very much. When you're doing more of the roses. Well, whenever. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to cover what you guys want me to cover and when. I mean, if you want to, before we go on to the other stuff tonight, what's everybody thinking? What would you like to do for next week's? And obviously, don't forget, once the 20th has been and gone, because I'll have moved by then. I'll be back to a few times a week, but just like I said, the next 3 weeks you're only going to get me once a week, so probably Friday's the best because everybody's kicking back, aren't they? And we can all be a bit silly and do our Incognito Night and whatever. So I suppose it might depend on, if whenever Burren is free to do to tell us about Lep. But if not, if Burren can't manage it next week, then I'm happy to do War of the Roses next Friday. Stories about Charleville Castle as well. Oh, can I just ask Wytch, did they charge you to go to Lep? Like the fella who's got it. What is it? Oh God, what was his name? What's his surname? Is it Ryan or something? The Borgias would be interesting. I know a bit about the Borgias. €600. Was that each or for the whole group, Burren? Right, well, Sean Ryan, that's it. I couldn't think of his first name. Green thought Kiss's thumbnail was Dorothy's hoo-ha. Well, actually, Green Eyes, I'll give you a little giggle here. Because, oh, you know, don't you? It was that because I made a comment on, I can't remember where it was now. I think, was it in BAMS? Somebody mentioned about Aunt Sally being in the bath naked, streaming from a bath, and I was just like, oh, that's just wrong, that. And I said, I'm just glad that the camera didn't drop and show a pair of deflated fun bags and a hippo's yawn. And then I got told she'd put it on she's obviously been hate watching. She'd put it on a community post, a photograph of a hippo's yawn. Oh, I suppose for 13 or 14 of you, then €600 isn't that bad, is it? Oh, for a full 24 hours. Oh, do you know? Oh, can you imagine if we sorted that out for the channel and go, right, who wants to come to Lep and we'll all split it? Oh, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely fantastic. Oh, Burren, I'd have absolutely shat myself. Yeah, you just asked my next question, Lisa. I was going to say, do you get a meal in with that, or do you just have to, cater for yourselves? Winchester said that. Yeah, we need to hear more about Helen Chapthouse and AD. Oh, what's that? Book cover. I've not heard that bit. Greenhouse, for course, Helen, if you're watching, actually, we'll put that up, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound, when you think 13, 14 people, it's not that bad, is it? I mean, even just between 10 of you, it's 60 quid. So, did they have the fires lit for you, Burren Wytch? Because it looks like a bloody cold castle. Oh, sorry, Closet Krishna. It's somebody who hate watches and yeah, from another channel of which none of us go. Oh, Lisa, it was. I love that name, Big Smelly Snatch Squatch. Do you know what? I'm going to have a guess on this. Is that Sheila by any chance? Oh, the other thing as well, Closet Krishna, when I can't do it because I'm on my phone, but when I've closed the live down, I make everybody a mod. So for as and when you come in again, which I hope you do, you'll be modded up. Hiya, Simples. I'm here just absolutely knackered. Had the grandbubs bid from 11 a.m. chilling now. Oh, have you still got them there, love? Well, the thing is, Closet, we've been doing we do a lot on the Vikings. Obviously, as if you've, I don't know if you have or not, but on my About Me, I'm half Scottish, half Norwegian. Obviously, Viking, Glory Old Valhalla and all that shizzle. So I do a lot on the Vikings, and we were covering different places, where the Vikings settled and bits of history around the UK, and we also did North America. So I'm kind of halfway through my series of Viking history. Usually do about an hour of chit chat of telling people about the Vikings and what history's in different places. And then we just throw it open to general chat, few questions, and then normally people just start laughing and talking about other things. So as these guys will tell you, I might have a theme for the night. I very rarely stick to it. I'm not that organised, and we'll just all go off at different tangents. Usually talk about food, and then someone will bring smut into it. So, yeah. So that's how we kind of roll in here. Everybody's very welcome, and yeah, I tend to try and have a bit of a plan, but most of the time the chat will like lead the theme for the evening off in whichever way they want to go. So now I'm going to have to, you'll have to bear with me a second, because I did charge up my tablet a little bit and I cannot get it because I can't find the damn thing. I was trying to get it to link up to Porky's Wi-Fi so that I can read you some of the information I've got on the Mothman, which is what Freda wants us to do. And wouldn't you know it, I can't actually, I can't remember what his numbers are. So if you bear with me, I'm going to try and log into BT Wi-Fi if I can find it, because otherwise I'm a bit knackered. So chat amongst yourselves for a few seconds and I'll be right back with you. Just want to say BT Wi-Fi in this area is absolute gash. Let's see if this works. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, I'll have to try again. This is where you're going to hear a lot of expletives if this isn't working. No, it's not. Oh, bugger. Vikings history and smut, what's not to like? Well, you know, absolutely, Closet Krishna. And there have been some absolutely hysterical evenings on here. Oh, bear with me a second. You what? You're struggling with your raspberry. Me? Sorry, bear with me a second. Pork is in the room. Oh, hang on. Let me just get it. There you go. You see, when I can't log on, a man has to come and sort it out for me. Get a man in? Yeah, you. You see what Classic Krishna's put? Vikings history and smut, what's not to like? And not necessarily in that order, no. We haven't even managed to get in yet. You what, sorry? We haven't even managed to get in yet. In here? Yeah. Oh, you're not watching? Oh, no, yeah, we're still sorting out the helicopter. So. Oh, okay. I thought you were one of these incognito ones. No, not yet. Okay. We will be soon. Green Eyes was Dogman Dorothy's dangling dildo. I knew it'd be something to do with a dildo. She's flooded at the minute. Is she? Yeah, they're flooded in Australia. It's all right. Oh, she's there. She's there. You've got your buoyancy aids, haven't you? Green Eyes is saying, hi, Porky. Hello, darling. Yeah, she's got flotation devices. Oh, yeah. Did you hear that then? He said, you'll be fine. You've got your own flotation devices. Thanks, babe. Right, he's got me online now. You heard that? Yeah, she heard you. Like in the dog's bollocks, it was bodily functions last week. Was it? What we? Do you know? I can't even remember what we were talking about last week. Oh, it's been a bit crackers today. We've been trying to move things. Yeah, the cheeky twat. He is as well. Oh, sorry. For Closet Krishna, my fella who comes in here, he's called Pork Chop, but he's upstairs and he does his gaming with his friend. Now they do both come in, and they will be in here at some point, obviously under Incognitos as well. Porky's toilet troubles. Oh, weren't we? Yeah, he got cut short in the city of York when we went for Valentine's. So, yeah, he nearly shit himself on the main street, on the whole road. Because he couldn't, he was, he could have made me laugh again. Yeah, he was farting to make me laugh and ended up getting a turtle's head. Oh gosh, I need to stop laughing. Right. You need more coffee. Oh, I've just been using his Degusto. I've got a chocochino at the moment, although it has gone cold because I've been talking and telling Lady Wytch's stories. So, I'm going to find the Mothman stuff now for Freda. And this is something, as I did say, it's not something I know a lot about. I'd obviously heard stories of Mothman. We all watched the Mothman Prophecies film with Richard Gere in it. But I tried to find a little bit about the Mothman. So I'll crack on with that one. So we can get as much in as we can before I lose connection or my phone goes flat or what have you. I'm going to put Green Eyes' message to Porky up as well for when he comes on and has a listen. So, if you're ready, the Mothman. Right, so we're going to go to West Virginia and an area called Point Pleasant. Now, there was, for about a period of a year, so from November 1966 to December 1967, this creature was apparently being seen in the area called Point Pleasant of West Virginia. Now, the local newspaper, so in November of 1966, the local newspaper published a story which was entitled "Couples See Man-Sized Bird," and it was creature something. That's what it was. Couples see man-sized bird, creature, something. Now, this was a local story in the local newspaper, but the national press soon after picked up on these reports, and that is what helped to spread this story across the whole of the United States and beyond. Following on from that, it was introduced to an even wider audience by Gray Barker in 1970, and it was later popularized in the 1975 book The Mothman Prophecies by John Keel. Now, that was claiming that there were supernatural events related to the sightings and also a connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. Now, this book was adapted in 2002 to the film The Mothman Prophecies, which starred Richard Gere. Now, they've also got an annual festival in Point Pleasant, which is devoted to the Mothman legend. So I'm going to go to these stories. November the 15th, 1966. There were two young couples from Point Pleasant. So Roger and Linda Scarberry, and Steve and Mary Mallette. Now, they told police that they'd seen a large grey creature with glowing red eyes that the car's headlights had picked up. They described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings. They said it was following their car while they were driving in an area outside of town known as the TNT area. And that's because this was the site of a former World War II munitions plant. For the next few days following this report that they'd made, other people also started reporting sightings. 2 volunteer firemen saw it. Now, they said it was a large bird with red eyes. Madison County Sheriff George Johnson commented that he believed the sightings were due to an unusually large heron that he termed a shite poke, which I thought was quite funny, given that we say shite a lot in the UK. Contractor Newell Partridge told Johnson that when he aimed a flashlight at a creature in a nearby field, its eyes glowed like bicycle reflectors. Additionally, he blamed buzzing noises from his television set and the disappearance of his German Shepherd dog on this same creature. Now, wildlife biologist Robert Smith at West Virginia University told reporters that descriptions and sightings all fit the sandhill crane, which is a large American crane almost as tall as a man with a 7-foot wingspan, featuring circles of reddish colouring around the eyes. The bird may have wandered out of its migration route and therefore was unrecognised at first because it was not native to this region. Following the December the 15th, 1967 collapse of the Silver Bridge and the death of 46 people, the incident gave rise to the legend and connected the Mothman sightings to the bridge collapse. According to Georgian newspaper, I can't even say this now, Svobodnaya Gruzia, Russian ufologists claim that Mothman sightings in Moscow foreshadowed the 1999 Russian apartment bombings. In 2016, WCHS-TV published a photo purported to be of Mothman taken by an anonymous man while driving on Route 2 in Mason County. Science writer Sharon A. Hill proposed that the photo showed a bird, perhaps an owl, carrying a frog or snake away, and wrote that there is zero reason to suspect it is Mothman, as described in legend. There are too many far more reasonable explanations. Now, they say that Mothman has been widely covered in the popular press. Some are claiming that sightings connected with UFOs. Others are claiming that a military storage site was Mothman's home. As far as the 1966 to 67 Mothman reports, they said that at least 100 people saw Mothman, with many more people being too scared to report the sightings. You know, they're embarrassed, or they just didn't want to discuss them any further. Now, it's also noted that a number of hoaxes followed the publicity generated by the original reports, such as a group of construction workers who tied flashlights to helium balloons. Joe Nickel, he attributes the Mothman stories to sightings of barn owls, suggesting that the Mothman glowing eyes were actually red eye effect caused by the reflection of light. Somebody called Benjamin Radford points out that the only report of glowing red eyes was second-hand, that of Shirley Hensley quoting her father. So that's basically this about the Mothman and all these different sightings, you know, with the pseudoscience adherents such as ufologists, paranormal authors, cryptozoologists. They all claim that Mothman was an alien, a supernatural manifestation, or a previously unknown species of animal. So in the 1975 book that Keel wrote, he claimed that the Point Pleasant residents experienced precognitions, including premonitions of the collapse of the Silver Bridge, UFO sightings, visits from inhuman or threatening men in black, and other phenomena. So this is all, well, the basis of the Mothman legend. Now, what I wanted to go through was something I found out when I was having a little read about this. And it is called the cornstalk curse. Yeah, it is quite freaky, Lisa, when you know, the way that they describe it. Now, the cornstalk curse is what I found really intriguing. It's been linked to the Mothman and other strange happenings in the region. So, nearly 200 years before the Mothman sightings. Oh, I don't know what's going on with this tablet. Sorry, bear with me a second because my tablet's making all kinds of funny noises. Right, get rid of all of that. Sorted. Okay, so nearly 2 centuries before the shadow of the Mothman reared its head at Point Pleasant, the land around the Ohio River was, as they say, running red with blood. As the inhabitants of the American colonies started to push their way to the west and later fought for their independence from Britain, they entered into this basically a deadly combat with the Native American inhabitants of the land. And perhaps their greatest foe in these early Indian wars was somebody called Chief Cornstalk. And he later became a friend to the Americans, but treachery, deception, and murder would bring an end to the chief's life and a curse that he placed on Point Pleasant that would linger for 200 years. Let's just have a look. Just as you mentioned Chief Cornstalk, I was writing it. Oh, wait. Yes. Thanks, Lisa. Well, this was something that I found and I hadn't heard of it before. Mothman's Manhammer and Mighty Midget Gems. That's better. I'm loving that name. Brilliantly done. So let's have a little look how this region gained such a reputation and why are many people not surprised to find stories of the Mothman, phantom inhabitants and mysterious creatures roaming this part of the country. So let's go to the Cornstalk curse. As the American frontiersmen began to move west in the 1770s, 7 nations of Native American Indians. So we've got the Shawnee, the Delaware, the Wyandot, Mingo, Miami, Ottawa, and Illinois formed a powerful confederacy to keep the white men from infringing on their territory. The Shawnee were the most powerful of the tribes and were led by a feared and respected chieftain called Kitugua, which translates to mean cornstalk. Now, in 1774, when the white settlers were moving into the Kanawha and Ohio River valleys, the Indian Confederacy prepared to protect their lands by any means necessary. You know, and I don't blame them. The nations began to mass in a rough line across the point from the Ohio River to the Kanawha River, numbering about 1,200 warriors. So they began to make preparations to attack the white settlers who were, and this was near an area called Point Pleasant on the Virginia side of the Ohio River. As word, can't even speak. As word reached the colonial military leaders of the impending attack, troops were sent in and faced off against the Indians. Now, while the numbers of fighters were fairly even on both sides, The Native Americans, as you would expect, were no match for the muskets of the white soldiers. So the battle ended with about 140 colonials killed and more than twice that number of the Native Americans. So the tribes retreated westward into the wilds of what is now Ohio. And in order to keep them from returning, a fort was constructed at the junction of the Kanawha and the Ohio rivers. Anyway, as time passed on, the Shawnee leader Cornstalk made peace with the white men. Now, he would carry his word to his new friends in 1777, when the British began coaxing the Indians into attacking the rebellious colonies. So soon, the tribes again began massing along the Ohio River, intent on attacking the fort. Now, Cornstalk and Red Hawk, a Delaware chief, had no taste for war with the Americans, and they went to the fort on November the 7th to try and negotiate a peace before fighting began. Cornstalk told Captain Arbuckle, who commanded the garrison, that he was opposed to war with the colonists, but that only he and his tribe were holding back from joining on the side of the British. He was afraid that he would be forced to go along by the rest of the Confederacy. When he admitted to Arbuckle that he would allow his men to fight if the other tribes did, Cornstalk, Red Hawk, and another Indian were taken as hostages. The Americans believed that they could use him to keep the other tribes from attacking. They forced the Native Americans into a standoff, for none of them wanted to risk the life of their leader. Cornstalk's name not only struck fear into the heart of the white settlers up and down the frontier, but it also garnered respect from the other Indian tribes. He was gifted with great oratory skills, fighting ability and military genius. In fact, it was said that when his fighting tactics were adapted by the Americans, they were able to defeat the British in a number of battles where they had been both outnumbered and outgunned. Although taken as hostage, Cornstalk and the other Indians were treated well and were given comfortable quarters, leading many to wonder if the chief's hostage status may have been voluntary in the beginning. Cornstalk even assisted his captors in plotting maps of the Ohio River Valley during his imprisonment. On November the 9th, Cornstalk's son, Elenipisco, came to the fort to see his father, but he was also taken as hostage. The following day, gunfire was heard from outside the walls of the fort, coming from the direction of the Kanawha River. When men went out to investigate, they discovered that two soldiers who had left the stockade to hunt deer had been ambushed by Indians. One of them had escaped, but the other man had been killed. When his bloody corpse was returned to the fort, the soldiers in the garrison were enraged. Acting against orders, they broke into the quarters where Cornstalk and the other Indians were being held. Even though the men had nothing to do with the crime, they decided to execute the prisoners as revenge. As the soldiers burst through the doorway, Cornstalk rose to meet them. It was said that he stood facing the soldiers with such bravery that they paused momentarily in their attack. It wasn't enough, though, and the soldiers opened fire with their muskets. Red Hawk tried to escape up through the chimney, but was pulled back down and slaughtered. Elenipisco was shot where he had been sitting on a stool, and the other unknown Indian was strangled to death. As for Cornstalk, he was shot 8 times before he fell to the floor. As he lay there dying in the smoke-filled room, he was said to have pronounced his now legendary curse. The stories say that he looked upon his assassins and spoke to them. I was Borderman's friend. Many times I have saved him and his people from harm. I never warred with you, but only to protect our wigwams and lands. I refused to join your pale-face enemies with the redcoats. I came to the fort as your friend and you murdered me. You have murdered by my side my young son. For this, may the curse of the Great Spirit rest upon this land. May it be blighted by nature. May it even be blighted in its hopes. May the strength of its peoples be paralysed by the stain of our blood. He spoke these words, so says the legend, and then he died. The bodies of the other Indians were then taken and dumped into the Kanawha River, but Cornstalk's body was buried near the fort on Point Pleasant, overlooking the junction of the Kanawha and Ohio rivers. Here he remained in many years, but would not rest in peace. In 1794, the town of Point Pleasant was established near the site of the old fort. For many years after, the Indian's grave lay undisturbed, but in 1840, his bones were removed to the grounds of the Mason County Courthouse, where, in 1899, a monument was erected in Cornstalk's memory. In the late 1950s, a new courthouse was built in Point Pleasant, and the chief's remains, which now consisted of 3 teeth and about 15 pieces of bone, were placed in an aluminium box and reinterred in a corner of the town's Two-Endy Way Park, next to the grave of a Virginia frontiersman that Cornstalk once fought and later befriended. A 12-foot monument was then erected in his honour. And this is not the only monument dedicated to the period in Point Pleasant. Another stands 86 feet tall and was dedicated in August 1909, 1 month behind schedule. Originally, the dedication ceremony had been set for July the 22nd, but on the night before the event, the clear overhead sky erupted with lightning and struck the upper part of a crane that was supposed to put the monument into place. The machine was badly damaged and it took nearly a month to repair it. The monument was finally dedicated and stood for years until July the 4th, 1921. On that day, another bolt of lightning struck the monument, damaging the capstone and some granite blocks. They were replaced and the monument still stands today. But what is this bedeviled obelisk that seems to attract inexplicable lightning on otherwise clear evenings? It is a monument to the men who died in the 1774 Battle of Point Pleasant, when Cornstalk and his allies were defeated. Could the freak lightning strikes have been acts of vengeance tied to Cornstalk's fabled curse? Many believe so, and for years, residents of the triangular area made up of western West Virginia, southwest Pennsylvania, and southeastern Ohio spoke of strange happenings, river tragedies, and fires as part of the curse. Of course, many laughed and said that the curse was nothing more than overactive imaginations, ignoring the death toll and eerie coincidences that seemed to plague the region for 200 years after the death of Chief Cornstalk. Now, there's a list here of some of the tragedies that have been blamed on the curse. In 1907, the worst coal mine disaster in American history took place in Monongah, West Virginia, on December the 6th, when 310 miners were killed. Moving on to 1944. In June of this year, 150 people were killed when a tornado ripped through the tri-state triangular area. 1967. The devastating Silver Bridge disaster, which we've already mentioned when we were talking about the Mothman, sent 46 people hurtling to their death in the Ohio River on December the 15th. Many have also connected this tragedy to the eerie sightings of the Mothman, strange lights in the sky, and odd paranormal happenings. 1968. A Piedmont Airlines plane crashed in August near the Kanawha Airport, killing 35 people on board. 1970. On November the 14th, a Southern Airways DC-10 crashed into a mountain near Huntington, West Virginia, killing 75 people on board. 1976. In March of that year, the town of Point Pleasant was rocked in the middle of the night by an explosion at the Mason County Jail. Housed in the jail was a woman named Harriet Sisk, who had been arrested for the murder of her infant daughter. On March the 2nd, her husband came to the jail with a suitcase full of explosives to kill himself and his wife and to destroy the building. Both of the Sisks were killed, along with 3 law enforcement officers. 1978. This is tragic, isn't it? In January, a freight train derailed at Point Pleasant and dumped thousands of gallons of toxic chemicals. The chemicals contaminated the town's water supply and the wells had to be abandoned. 1978 again. April this time. The town of St Mary's, just north of Point Pleasant, was struck with tragedy when 51 men who were working on the Willow Island power plant were killed when their construction scaffolding collapsed. And there have been many other strange occurrences as well. Fires, floods. Most would say, however, that floods are a natural part of living on the river, although Point Pleasant was almost obliterated on 2 occasions, 1913 and 1937. It might be hard to tie such natural occurrences into a curse, but what about the barge explosion that killed 6 men from town just before Christmas 1953? Or the fire that destroyed an entire downtown city block in the late 1880s? Some have even gone as far as to blame the curse for the death of Point Pleasant's local economy, an event linked to the passing of river travel and commerce. So how real is the curse? Is it simply a string of bloody and tragic coincidences culled from 2 centuries of sadness in the region? Can it be used to explain why the area seems to attract strange happenings and eerie tales? Or is the area somehow blighted, separate from any curse, and attractive to the strangeness that seems to lurk in the shadowy corners of America? Judge the validity of such curses. For the most part, the deaths and tragedies seem to have waned over the years, perhaps dying out at the bicentennial of Chief Cornstalk's death. Largely, the curse has been forgotten over time, and today Point Pleasant is better known for its connection to otherworldly visitors like Mothman than for the Indian curses and bloody frontier battles. Who can say? I do know that one of the programs I watched when I was looking up the Mothman for Freda, and obviously for the rest of you as well, was one of his, I can't remember if she was like a great granddaughter or great grandniece or something of Chief Cornstalk. And she said, he has been blamed for everything that has ever gone wrong in this town. You know, and she doesn't agree with it. You know, she reckoned that the first anybody ever heard of this curse was when I can't remember when it was. I think it was at the turn of the last century. They found a play that had been written, and in that was a mention of Chief Cornstalk having cursed the land and everybody on it. But she was saying that it was purely a fabrication. She said, you know, somebody found this play, they relayed it to someone else who told the husband, who told the daughter, who's told the friends, who then told their mothers. And, you know, a bit like Chinese whispers, it's gathered momentum over the last 100 years. And yeah, and her poor relative is being blamed for everything that could ever go wrong in that town. So I don't know what you think. Do you believe in the curse? Because it does sound like a very unfortunate place to live. I mean, I do believe that sometimes does a certain clanger not live in West Virginia. Oh, she does green eyes, yeah. Her and her bangers. Yes. Oh, well, with any luck, something might happen. That's Dusty Hoo-Ha Howler whooshing in to say hello. Well, hello, you Dusty Hoo-Ha Howler. Is it howling because the wind's whipping through it, perhaps? This is what happens when you've got a windsock instead of a little mouse's ear. You're going to have to give me 1 second, guys, because I've been drinking brews, and I need I need a little twinkle. So if you can give me a couple of minutes, I will be back ASAP. I'll just put you on I'll put myself on mute for a second in case Cooper barks while I leave my phone. I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves for a tick, guys and gals. Hello, I'm back. Thank you for bearing with me. Right, let me have a look what I've missed. Let's see. Whooshing in to say, like, right, we got you. Like in the dog's bollocks, Mothman could be a dark demon of foreboding or an alien. Well, that's the thing, dog's bollocks. That when you hear some people, the way they've described it, it's very similar. You know, these great big eyes, or they might see a shadow or something up in a tree. A bit like, you know, when you see an owl, the way that they sit and the kind of hunkered, you know, the head's hunkered down into the shoulder part with these big glowing eyes, big bright red eyes, but obviously it's like man size. And I keep thinking about that flaming film, that The Fourth Kind, you know, where they kept seeing owls, but they were actually aliens. It's that same freaky owl thing again. And I love owls, but it's making me not. You hope the Mothman grabs it. Yeah, I think he'd grab a green eyes, but he'd throw her back. How do you all come up with these names? Lisa, they are inspired, truly inspired. From which, sorry, I was listening. I was just making food for tomorrow because I'm working. I still think you need to give us a makeup tutorial, Wytch. The curse might be real. There's curses relating to tombs as well. Well, look at Tutankhamun, the curse there. I have to pop across the road. Need Rizzler, be right back. No worries, Lisa. We'll still be here. Hot diggity dog man. Dots just to do how hopefully the beef curtains are not washing. Ooh, flapping in the breeze. No short of inspiration. That's scary shit. It is, isn't it, Green Eyes? Oh, Wytch. I have the story all written out. So if for some reason I can't get on, I'll send it to Kayman. Oh, brilliant. Oh, Wytch. I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward. Like I said, drop me an email with when it's convenient for you, like a few different choices, and I can try and, we can try and fit in a live when's most convenient for you, because that'll be great. I mean, like you can see, everybody's dying to hear that, and I'm fascinated with Lep Castle. Yeah, Green Eyes, I'm really looking forward to it too. Why can't you hear anything? Do you need to clean your ears out, Fenrir? You've gone suddenly deaf. Yeah, that sounds just about right, Hunky Howler. Big smelly snatch squatch. It's because I went for a waz. I had to go and empty my clog. So clean your tunnel. We can hear just fine over the wind. Yeah, I'm going to be listening. John's out back, part of the garden wall washed. Sorry. John's out back, part of the garden wall washed away. Oh, shit bags, Green Eyes. Oh, flipping it. Be careful. Watch out for stuff under the water as well, unless has it drained away, hopefully. Where are the floods in Australia? Here in Brisbane, 3 foot of rain in 24 hours. That's horrendous, that is. Oh, the scary, the better, Wytch. I think that I can't wait for a scary story. But like I said, oh my God, hot diggity Dogmen. I think Fenrir is Fingal. I don't, because I've noticed that. Well, let me just. No, don't bark, Cooper. Good boy. There's a couple of things in what's being written, and it's becoming progressively more apparent as it's being written. And I think I've got an idea who I think Fenrir is. But I'll wait. I'll keep watching what's being written and see if I can change my mind. Beast of Boston's book cover. Yes, there was a curse written on the seal of King Tut's tomb and some very strange related deaths, but they put it down to musty fungus spores in the tomb and an infected mosquito bite. Well, yeah, but who's to say that the curse wasn't responsible for causing the fungus spores and the mosquito bite to become infected? You see? I mean, there are lots of, you think about the number of curses and that you hear about, especially a lot of these places, especially haunted buildings as well. And there'll be tales associated, and there'll be tales with, if you see a certain thing on a certain night, such and such will happen to you, like it's supposed to be a bad omen in some places. To see one of these dogmen, and look at the skinwalker legends as well. I mean, that's you don't want to see one of those things, do you? Thank foot we're on top of the hill, but it's still lashing down. Please stop. Oh, good grief. Oh, you went to the Valley of the Kings. Oh, did you? What kind of a funny feeling, Green Eyes? Kind of like foreboding or deja vu? or scared. I'll tell you what happened to me, and I can't remember the name of the damn place. It's when I was up in Scotland, and I went with my friends, and we were staying at this place called Dalavik, which is on Loch or the end of the loch, and we're staying in these log cabins, and we had we were there for a fortnight. We had a cracking time, but we went out. We were gonna go to the seat of the ancient kings of Scotland, and is it Dunedin? I can't remember the name of it. It was years ago. Dunedin, I think it was called. Anyway, we went out there, and there was an old burial cairn that was open to the public. Now, a lot of places, which is very weird, England you get charged through the nose for. In Scotland, a lot of these places are free. And like I was telling you guys about one of the islands in Ishconnell, which is on Loch Or, fantastic place to go and visit. You can go and look around this 12th century castle, and it's still standing. It's abandoned. It's been abandoned since like the 1300s, but it's amazing, and you can still walk around free of charge. Well, this burial cairn was the same, and it was subterranean. So there's this very slight mound, and then the entrance to it. Now, obviously, to protect it, they had this metal door that was open. Then they'd obviously close it of an evening, after people had been and whatnot. And we got there, and there was nobody around, and you had to go down this little step ladder, and then you're in this subterranean tomb, and you can still see the old kists, which are, for those who don't know, they're like a grave, but made out of slabs of stone. So it's kind of the graves, and one had a lid still on it. There were no bodies left in there. There were no grave goods or anything like that. And I went inside, and I got the chills. And then I was thinking, well, it's underground. It's going to be a bit cold. We're in the northwest of Scotland, which isn't the warmest of places. And I was kind of sitting, I was being a bit disrespectful, but I was sitting on this burial kist. Just sat there. And didn't my friend close the damn door? She pulled the metal door over, and it banged. And I was in the pitch effing black. Now, there was nothing in there. It was just this round, empty stone-lined burial cairn, and it was quite roomy. It wasn't tiny. It wasn't a pokey little hole. I could stand upright in it. Fair enough, I'm a bit of a midget, but it wasn't anywhere that I would have got claustrophobia. But yeah, she slammed the fucking door, and I was in the pitch black, and I went into the terrors because a flash, and it was behind my eyes. I didn't see it with my eyes. It was just behind my eyes. I just thought for a split second I'd had this like really pale white skeletal face flashed like right to the side of my where I was standing. But like I said, the vision of this was behind my eyes. I do think it was my mind playing tricks on me. I don't think for a second that I actually saw a ghost or a horrible face, but it was the freakiest thing ever. Anyway, I was having the screaming abdabs. They did open the top and nearly knocked my mate out when I got up there. I was so angry at her for doing it. But it was the frighteningest. Oh, it was so scary. And a couple of years later, I went back with my like another friend. She'd never been up to Scotland. I said, "Come on, we'll go up and stop at Loch Or, and we'll go out and do all these, visit all these places." Now, I went in it again. She didn't lock me in it, but I got exactly the same eerie, horrible feeling. Whether it was a handover from when I'd visited, a few years earlier, I don't know. But creepy as F. Let's have a little look. Yeah, anybody opening the opening of it died. Which, thanks, love. An hour away, people have been stuck on the roofs of houses overnight waiting for rescue helicopters. Oh, bloody hell. See, I've not watched any news. Green Eyes, I wasn't aware any of this was going on. Yeah, like Dog's Bollocks is saying, stay safe. Hope it... Beast of Boston, hope it wasn't me who was your nurse. Done a few helicopter transfers. Oh, what have I missed there? Let's have a look. Had a full feeling too and got very ill. They had to fly a doctor in on helicopter to treat me. Strange injection in my tummy. No idea what it was. Oh. So was that in the Valley of the Kings, Beast of Boston? Thanks, guys. Just another day in Queensland. Kids will be boogie boarding down the street. Well, I remember Green Eyes when it flooded in 2009 up in Cumbria. You know, we had those horrendous floods. Sorry. Was it yeah, it was 2000. God, I was getting my dates mixed up then. And I was in one of they had the mountain rescue, got the, you know, the motorized rafts down the middle of the street, and I was on one of those. It was very, very surreal. Oh, there you go, everybody. Just Google Brisbane flooding. Oh, man. The thing is, though, with flooding, you know, when we deal with it here, it's not just the damage to your properties, is it? It's everything else, because you get the flood water, but what people forgetting, it's not just water, is it? Because your sewers overflow because of the amount of water. So usually you end up with shit in your houses and in all your belongings and up the walls. It's just, I've been on quite a few, you know, post-flood cleanups, and it's the devastation is just horrendous. Green Eyes needs a flaming pool floaty. That's Dusty Hoo-Ha Howler. I need to know who that is. Hoo-Ha Howler. Let me see. Let me put you up on screen and let me have a look at the face. Oh, I already had you up there. What the hell is that picture of? Is that a muff? Like an old woman's wrinkly muff? Oh, so it was after you'd been to the Valley of the Kings. Oh, so do you think it was like maybe a bit curse-like? From which, yeah, same thing happened to my auntie's house in Dublin. What, after flooding? I know, it's just awful. And you have to try and remind people that, you know, when they're going back into these flooded houses, you've got to be really, really careful, because, you know, you could get all sorts of infections. And Dot's Dusty Hoo-Ha, it's a bead. I was looking at it. I thought it was like a bumhole and a flu hole. Shows where mine's working then. So, has anybody got any questions that you want to put into the chat for Lady Wytch about her Dogman encounter? Road drains are about 3 foot square to cope with the rain. Well, that's it though, Green Eyes, isn't it? You're slightly better prepared than, I mean, you can never be fully prepared for flooding. You know, you don't know to the extent that it's going to occur. It could be a 1 in 100 year, 1 in 1,000 year event. You know, you don't know. I mean, we were never prepared for what happened in Cumbria and then Gloucester. And then we had it again in Lancashire, West Lancs, in 20, let me have a think, was it 2015? Yeah, 2015, wasn't it? Boxing Day floods. Oh, so there you go, Burren Wytch. And I asked the same thing as well. So, Lady Wytch, if you're in here, keep a note of these. So Burren Wytch would like to know if you smelled anything. Oh, Dog's Bollocks is watching the flooding on YouTube. Was Wytch's Doggy Man at the beginning of this live? Yes, Simples. It's about, I think I started about 15 minutes into the live because we had a little meet and a greet. John's wading around in the back. I'm here. Hey, be careful of other things, though. You know, do you have snakes that swim in water and things? You don't want to be. And the other thing as well, I always say to people, you don't know what's under that damn water. You know what's been washed there in floods. Just be really careful of cutting yourself on things that are submerged. Very, very dangerous. The other thing that gets people as well is when the covers off, the metal covers off the drains are blowing off. People don't realise they're walking down the middle of flooded streets, knee deep in water. It's very easy to step on one of those where the cover's been blown off and down you go and never to be seen again. Like in the dog's bollocks, was it really dark or did the car park light it up? Oh, there's another one for Lady Wytch. So, want to know, did you smell anything? Did anything light it up? Simples wants to know, do you have a dog? And obviously, I'll let Lady Wytch answer. But I also wanted to know, did she get a feeling if it was male or female? And then if she thought it might possibly have been a juvenile as opposed to an adult, or it could have just been a weedy adult, I suppose. But in which, Lady Wytch, was there an atmosphere that you noticed? What caught your eye besides its eyes? Oh, I'll tell you what else as well. She said she didn't notice a tail. I think I'm sure she said that she didn't notice a tail. Let me just go back. I'll try and get this. I'll get this email up. Let me have a little look. See. Yeah, it's. I mean, you hear the thing is, Wytch, you hear so many different accounts of them. They've either got, some people say they look very Anubis looking. Hi, Mrs. Mercury. Oh, babes, no need. Oh, well, the thing is, at least if I'm doing them on a Friday, it'll be Friday at 7:30. So that's just going to be standard. Yeah, so some people have them looking. I know somebody described as Anubis looking. I would say like Doberman Pinscher, kind of. Other people describe them as having a shorter, squatter muzzle, more hyena looking. Some people say they've got incredibly long, pointy up ears. Other people have said a tail, and some people say no tail. And one thing I've noticed in more of the descriptions recently, and this was something I didn't ask Lady Wytch, so it's another one for you, chicken, if you're listening. Did you see its hands at the front? Because if you remember that story that I told everybody at the beginning of when I started doing these lives, that guy had said it actually had 5 fingers. It didn't have what looked like a thumb. It just looked like it had 5 fingers, all the same length, all topped with, these incredibly long, vicious looking talons. Yeah, you're right there, Wytch. There are more things than us in this world, and I do believe in these things. Beast of Boston's book cover. I think all the weird storms and mad weather is to convince everyone about climate change for the zero carbon. Oh, don't even get me started on that. Government agenda, but it's all weather manipulation, HARP and cloud seeding. Well, the zero carbon initiative. Oh, I I have to work this out. We have to work it out for projects. and zero carbon emissions and offsetting carbon and carbon neutral. I am sick of the mortal sight of it. But that's a story for another day. Dot's Dusty Hoo Ha Howler. I'm outing yourself. Oh, you're outing yourself now. Who are you, Dot's Dusty Hoo Ha Howler? Is that Lady Wytch by any chance? Dogs, it's poor folks at the bottom of the hill. Neighbours will all out helping each other when they're up. Oh, man between jobs looking for available openings. Only time I get lucky with the wife is during a wet patch or flooding. I think that is porky. Like a raccoon. Yes, Simples. Yes, that's exactly how it's been described. Hot Diggity Dogman. Howler, are you Lady Wytch? I think that's Lady Wytch as well. And in fact, I'm going to have a little guess now at a couple of people. Hot Diggity Dogman, I think that is Freda. As I said, if we guess you right, come in and admit who you are, or admit it and then come back and come back in as yourselves. Sure, I'm Hot Diggity Dogman. Oh, yeah, so we've got Lady Wytch. So, yeah, if you can come in as yourself, and would you mind answering some of chat's questions, please, Lady Wytch? Because we're all really interested. If you listen to Graham Hancock, he'll tell you everything you need to know about climate change. It's not what's happening. He's researched for years and teaches the subject. Wow. The Beast of Boston's book cover, I think... Man between jobs looking for available openings. Can't stay too long. I'm up at the crack of dawn. Lucky lady. I think that's porky. If it's porky, you have to say it is and come in as yourself, or say it's not, and give us all another chance. In case you. Oh, was it Freda? Yay! I'm feeling more human now after some food. Only had a banana all day. I had a chippy lunch. And obviously I was full as a fart. So that's not okay. I thought that would be porky. It's the type of thing he'd say. Who else have I got to get? So we've got Hot Diggity Dogman is Freda. We've got Lady Wytch. I'm going to go for Beast of Boston's book cover. Is that Sheila? And I think looking at no, who was the other one? Liking the Dog's Bollocks. I think that is Julia. I think Liking the Dog's Bollocks is Julia. Who else have we got? Sorry, I'm going back through chat now to try and see, because I've forgotten who we've got and who we've not. Oh yeah, Beast of Boston. Yeah, I think Beast of Boston's book cover is possibly Sheila. Hunky. What was the other one? The Hunky. Was it Hunky Howler? Yeah, Hunky Howler. I think. I give up. You get me to eat. No, I don't. I'm watching how the way people ask questions or things. Hunky Howler, I think, is Mirror Man. Oh, Lady Wytch is back in the room. Okay, here you go, Burren Witch. As for the smell, I noticed after it left that there was a smell of wet dog and skunk. It was strong, but not overwhelming. Hunky Howler, I've got that one right. Yay! Dog's bollocks, Porky or Mirrorman. We've got no Hunky Howler is Mirrorman. So we've got Mirrorman. We've got to get Porky, Sheila. Oh, I got you. Oh my goodness, I'm getting good at this. I've not guessed Porky though. Because I got it wrong. Let me have a look. Who've we got? You was a howler. Well, thank you very much, but I don't know who that bugger is. You see, before I was thinking, well, I can't say what I was thinking in case I insult somebody, in case it isn't him. I'll hold me my own counsel for a second. I think Brian Wilson, Porky or Mirrorman. Well, we've got Mirrorman now. Oh, man between jobs looking for available openings. Do I win a job if I'm not unmasked? You could do. It depends what kind of a job. Oh, sorry, Lisa. Yes. The name of the video with Wytch's, well, it's not Wytch's Dogman story. It's the woman is the same. If you go to Dogman Encounters Radio, welcome back, Julia. Dogman Encounters Radio, it was up about a week to 10 days ago. And it's called, isn't it something like, Lady Wytch can remind me on this, isn't it called something like, I thought Dogmen only lived in the country? Something like that. Let me see if I can find it. Just before my tablet crashes. Crash and burn. Man between jobs. Been DIYing far too long now. Need some hands-on experience. Man between... Oh, right. Let's have a think. So I tried to guess and I thought this was Porky and it's not. Is that... Could that be Captain? Let's go for Captain Spaulding for Man Between Jobs. What are you saying there, Green Eyes? Eh? Smelly Snatch Porky. Right, I'll get Dogman Encounters up. I'll tell you the episode. Okay, it's 13 days ago, Lisa. If you go onto Dogman Encounters and click on his videos, it's the second one down, episode 394. And that's the one, and it's happened in the same place that Lady Wytch had her encounter. Incorrect, though, you know him. Oh, right, okay. Man between jobs looking for available openings. And Big Smelly Snatch Squatch isn't Porky. Kiss, who is Travis? I've got no idea. Travis the Killer Chimp. Ooh, let's say, I wonder, Big Smelly Snatch Squatch, could that be genetic code? Man between jobs looking for available openings. Could that be Krishna? Is Smelly Snatch Porky not he has one? I know, Green Eyes. I was only kidding. Who's Travis the Killer Chimp? I don't... Oh my goodness, I've got another one. Oh, you gave it away saying that you knew him. Very funny though, because I'll tell you what, the things you were saying, they're the things that Porky would have said. And I'm thinking, you're being a bit cheeky there, mister. Not JC. No, we've got Sheila's come in. Green Eyes. We got Green Eyes. Big Smelly Snatch Squatch. Could that be Meadow or I'll see. Is it Meadow? Because Meadow gets us every bloody week. She's a devious bugger. I think I'll just wait for this one. I'll see if that's Meadow. That sounds like a big insult, and it's Smelly Snatch Sheila. Sheila, I'd be mortified with that. I'd be seeing what she's put there. I'm causing shit now. I'm going to be the channel shit stirrer. Yeah, look what Green Eyes has said about Sheila. Oh, bugger. Big smelly snatch squatch. So that isn't... Oh, bugger. Sheila, my snatch is very tidy and smells funky fresh. Big smelly snatch watch. It takes me fucking forever to remember how to change my name, but yes, it is Meadow. Oh, I got another one. Right. In that case, then, we've only got a couple left. Right. Well, do you know what I'm going to guess? And we'll just, and I'll, oh, God. If I guess this and I get it wrong, I'm going to feel so bad. Right. The spelling on Fenrir, the spelling started off all right and then was getting progressively worse and more teenage kid text like. And I thought, somebody who hates that kind of typing as much as me is Porky. So I think Fenrir is Porky. Just because it, and if it's somebody who's dyslexic, I'm so sorry. But that was my thinking. At first I thought it was Cassius because of the couple of typos, but now I'm thinking, did I get it right? Eat my shorts. Eat my shorts. You see, you can't be too clever. You can't be too clever. Have I got to guess anybody else yet? Or are we all back in the room as ourselves? Let me just go back and read some of these comments. Lady Witch Burren, what caught my attention was the heavy steps coming up behind me before I even turned around. But what kept my attention was his face. Looked like a dog, but had expression. It was Mysterious Meadow again, Freda, but I got Porky. He reckoned I wouldn't guess who he was. Oh, the Dogman's bollocks. Right, we've still got to find out who the Dogman's bollocks are. Right. Welcome back, sugar. The Dogman's bollocks. Is that Starlight? Just wonder if Starlight could be Dogman bollocks. No, Porky, it wasn't. However, I did. Do you not remember before I guessed everybody else said, I think I've got an idea who Fenrir is, but I don't want to insult anybody. That was why. And then I thought, oh, if I say it's somebody who's got really shit spelling and then it's somebody who actually does spell really shit, I would have felt awful. But yeah, in fairness, in my own defense, oh, it was Starlight. Thank you. Well, again, though, we were right near the end. Is there anybody else we haven't guessed? Oh, good to see you back again. I like that one, the Dogman's bollocks. It's great. I'm not using dildo again. It's too easy to guess. No, you know what gives you away, Green Eyes? Your vehemence. No problem, Starlight. We'll see you back in your your. Oh yes, we haven't guessed Travis. Travis. Now we would. Oh, now I've got to try and think. We were talking about Travis the Killer Chimp, weren't we? A week or two ago. And somebody was on about this and saying it was, could that be Sid Vicious? Is that Travis? No, I don't think Fingal would have come in as Travis. I'm wondering if that's Sid. Because do you remember we were talking about Travis? There was was it me and Simples? And then Sid was saying he hadn't watched the videos and he was going to, and we were saying, oh, it's minging, don't watch it if you've got a queasy stomach. Anyway, sorry, let me just go back because I'm missing these. I'm missing some questions. Mirrorman was asking, has asked Lady Wytch, did the creature leave any foot or paw prints after it had left? Yeah, I think Travis might be Sid as well, Green Eyes. So yeah, there's just that one question there from Mirrorman. I didn't try to talk to it, Burren. I think I might have said, what the fuck? It was like encountering a bear. Beautiful, but you should probably run. Does anybody else want to know anything else from Lady Wytch about the Dogman? Maybe, although they've gone quiet, haven't they? So they might not be in the chat anymore. I honestly don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do if I came face to face with one like you did, Lady Wytch. Probably leave a puddle of brown adrenaline where I'd been standing. And I'd leave cartoon gun marks where I had been standing. Fucking hell, did you run? I'd have just frozen. The thing is, though, do you think you would, Lady Wytch? I always say, like, I'd be frozen in fear, but then you think afterwards, I probably wouldn't. I'd have been like, welcome back, Starlight Love. Nice to see you back. No, I'd have been like running and grabbing the nearest child and like cutting him, just to leave blood trail and throwing it at the Dogman. Mirrorman, it did leave prints. I went back a few days later and was able to follow them for a bit, but they ended at the lake. Oh, so do you think it might have got in the water, Lady Wytch? Because, do you know, that has just reminded me of a story. It was one of the Dogman Encounters ones. Listened to it about a year and a half ago. And this was a group of fellas who had gone out. I think they were doing like a hunting and fishing weekend, and they were on a boat out in the middle of the lake, and they were surrounded by these things. They were on all sides howling and what have you. They ended up going into the middle of the lake thinking they'd get as far away from the banks as they possibly could, and one of these bastards got in the water. It came down on two legs, came down the bank, got in the water and started swimming towards them. And then another one did the same thing. And then another one did the same thing. And they were I think they flooded their outboard motor on this little dinghy, basically, trying to get away from the fucking thing, and ended up, well, in the end, they did manage to get like the far side of this lake, I think it was, that they were on. They jumped out of this boat. They left it. They didn't give a shit. All the fishing equipment, hunting, guns, whatever else, was just left in this boat. They didn't care, and they just ran for the hills, trying to get back to the vehicle with these things swimming across the water at them. Have you heard it as well, Simples? Wasn't that scary when they said they got in the damn water and they were howling all around them, and they said they felt like they were being hunted. They said that the way that these things were howling to each other, it felt like they were actually being hunted. Oh, so they were long, skinny paw prints. Oh, now that's the other thing as well, Lady Wytch. I've heard about that they look like a dog paw. Like if you look at a dog's hind leg, so you've got its paw and then what goes up to its hock, but it's as though it was walking on its, you know, it's that length, as though it's like from paw to hock down on the floor. Freda, I knew it was you when you said you were going to Dot's channel. Oh. Were you still blocked then, Green Eyes? Oh my goodness. Right. I have to say this. I do have to say this. And it's only because as much as I don't like the person particularly, I don't, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me if people enjoy her or what have you. That's absolutely fine because we all like different people. But I have to admit, she's not somebody I like to watch, but I absolutely pissed my pants seeing that Natasha Cooper had put up, you know, that vajazzle crafting. They were doing bedazzle your vajazzle, and they were crafting gussets. And I saw it, I thought, do you know what? It just came up in my recommended videos, and I don't know why, because I never watch her. And I clicked on it, and I mean, I'm presuming it was a piss take about a certain crafting channel. I don't know. But yeah, they were decorating, they were bedazzling gussets of knickers. No, Green Eyes, it was a different story. The one I told you about, which was very similar, was the guy in Australia. But this other one was one in America. And this was a group of friends, and they were being hunted. There were several of these things around. The guy in Australia was just the one. Right, Lady Witch says, Burren, I knew I should have ran. I couldn't. I was frozen. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it could do some damage if it snagged me. The thing is, though, Lady Witch, it's weird, isn't it? Because your initial reaction was, what is somebody doing out here in a werewolf costume? So your brain had already registered that it looked like a, you know, a werewolf stroke, somebody dressed as a werewolf stroke, you know, something different. But yet your body didn't react the way that you know, your brain had recognized it, but you didn't go into panic mode. That's really bizarre, isn't it? And again, that is a very common thing. It's as though people, yes, they're frightened, but they're not really computing what they're seeing. They get the fear afterwards when it really sinks in. But I've wondered, is it like they kind of, I don't know, hypnotize or mesmerize you into some way so that you can't run away? Yeah, there was a camping story as well, Green Eyes, but this one that I've just mentioned then was totally different because I couldn't remember the whole story of that one. I mean, there are so many, as you can see, they're up to, you know, nearly 400 episodes of Dogman encounters, and they're all different. Oh, you watched the Bedazzle Your Gusset video as well. Like I said, I'm not a fan of NC at all, but I must admit, I was laughing. I was laughing. It is a good job it wasn't hungry, isn't it, Julia? Right, I'm just going to stick the kettle on because... Oh, here's Travis. Right, come on. We need to find out who Travis is, everybody. Because I reckon Travis is Sid Vicious. Digis, my dinner will come back up if you say that again. It's a criminal word, isn't it? I'll move away from the kettle while it's boiling. Yeah, we have to, we're trying to guess who you are, Travis. You're the last person who is incognito. Yeah, like I said, I don't watch Simples, but that just happened. I kind of watched out of pure curiosity. I was like, what am I doing here? I'm watching somebody bedazzling knickers, but I'm going to watch it anyway. Oh, Lisa's guessing is Travis bedtime clown. If we've guessed you, stand and be recognised. Oh, Lady Wytch thinks Travis might be genetic code. Green as I'm still too frightened to listen to them, but I subscribe to the Dogman channel. I've had this name for a while now, Shine Like Travis. Oh, bugger. I don't know. I've not seen this name before, but I must have done because you've got a wrench, haven't you, I think? Let me see on the telly because I can't tell on my phone if you've got a wrench or not. Yes, you've got a wrench. Oh, come on. We got everybody. We got Dorothy's Hairy Hoo-Ha. We've got Dogman Bollocks. We've got Dogman Dorothy's Dirty Dildo. Dangling Dildo. Sorry, I got that one wrong. Sid or Cassius. Well, I initially thought it was Sid. Travis's Star. No, we've got Starlight Sheila. Who was the growler? Oh, what growler? I was a growler the other week. I think I was Dot's Dirty Growler or something. Unless we've got another one. Right, I'm going to try and make as little noise as possible. Dot's Growler. They make me laugh, these names. They're so good. I still think the funniest one was when everybody was coming in as beef curtains and flaps. And Helen Happy Thoughts with the what was she? Stinky Clunge. Oh, trying to plug this flipping phone in. Work, you bugger. So we've got so it looks like hopefully next week we're going to have some wonderful tales from Wytch about her ghost hunting experiences, especially at Leap Castle in the south of Ireland. Now, if anybody has never heard of Leap, it's spelt Leap, L-E-A-P, but you call it Leap. If anybody hasn't heard of Leap Castle, after this live or during, I don't mind, check it out. There've been quite a few paranormal groups visit there, and they are, a lot of people upload the stuff onto YouTube. One of them, although, love them or hate them, the very Marmite is most haunted. However, they did go to Leap. Again, if you can just ignore Derek Okora being Derek, because they also had an experience with the elemental that Burren Wytch mentioned. Yes, Lady Wytch. Well, Burren Wytch, oh, you'll have seen it before, wouldn't you? That Burren Wytch was saying that she did, they went on a ghost hunt there. They hired the entire castle for the night. So she's got a story all written out, and she's going to come in and tell us about LEP. I'm just going to wait for her to send me some, a few dates that are most convenient for her. And then we'll sort out an evening of because she said she's got some very, very scary stories from some of these paranormal evenings that she's attended. Is LEP Castle the one with the devil's hoof? I don't know, Lady Wit. Whoa, Lisa, I don't know, love. I mean, maybe Burren Wytch can probably answer that for you. I just know it's they've got the there's a chapel in there, isn't there, that's haunted. There's the little girl up on the battlements, up the tower on the battlements. There's the elemental, which hangs around on the balcony in the Great Hall, isn't there? Who remembers Derek Acora shouting Mary loves Dick? Oh, I know, that was hilarious. Mary loves Dick, Mary loves Dick. Don't we all? Anyway, well, actually, no, we don't all, do we? Sorry for those of us who don't. Loftus Hall, yeah. Well, do you know which one I always remember? Well, Lisa, when they got him on, with that Creed Kaffir or Creed Kafer or whatever it was, pretending to be a South African prison guard. And it turned out that Kieran O'Keefe he'd made an anagram out of Derek Acora's name. Sorry, no, he'd made an anagram out of the words Derek Faker. And so he'd made an anagram to this name, Creed Kafer or Kaffir. And he basically made it known to some crew members that, there's supposed to be this Creed Kaffir haunts this place. And lo and behold, Derek became possessed by Creed Kafer. Yes, Sheila, we still need to guess Travis. We still need to guess. So I was waiting for some confirmation because we've had a couple of guesses, but they haven't come back and said who it was yet. So we guessed, I said Sid. I think Lisa reckoned it was Sid or Cassius. I think it was Lisa who said that. And apparently it isn't JC. Could it be? Let's have a think. Could it be? Who came in? Anne Westwood got us all as well, didn't she? One night. It could be Anne. I would never have been able to keep a straight face after that. I know. Oh yeah. So sorry, Lisa reckons it could be Bedtime Clown. So come on, Travis, if you're there, have any of us guessed right on those? And if not, we'll have to keep on guessing. Oh, well, Lisa says also Voodoo Queen. I'm thinking it might be, I'm going to say Travis then. I'm thinking it might be Sid. Oh, Green Eyes thinks it's Nuff Nuff. I'm not doing that. I mean, I've guessed a few, but I'm not doing so great tonight because, like I said, I'm so tired at the moment. I've been unpacking boxes and bags and taking shit to the tip, and yeah, I've needed this today, a little bit of relaxation. but my brain isn't functioning as it should do. Oh, Travis may be Helen Happy Thoughts. Okay. If you've been named, stand and be recognised. Oh, Julia thinks that Travis might be Danny. You see, this was what we were like with Meadow, but we've already got her. Oh, hang on a minute. Could it be Kathy? I don't know if Kathy's still here. And if you're none of the people we've guessed, Travis, gives a clue. Although there was a clue saying shine like Travis, but I don't know. Come on, stand and be recognised. So we've had Nuff Nuff, Voodoo, Bedtime, Helen Happy Thoughts, Danny, Sid, and Cassius. So there are 7 choices there. Travis, are you any of them? If not, we're going to have to try. Oh, and I said Anne Westwood as well. In case you were doing brilliantly guessing. Thank you, Freda. Oh, sorry, Kathy. Right, it's not Kathy. We're trying to guess who Travis is, Kathy. Nobody's got a clue. And they're not being very forthcoming with the clues either, might I add. Now, Freda, was there anything else you wanted to know about the Mothman? I don't know if you were aware, though, excuse me, going on about the Mothman, but when I was reading up about it, now apparently in the, I've got to get this right now, was it like the early part of the 1900s, there had been sightings, but they were Birdman. Now, people were claiming, so I don't know whether it was the same thing, you know, maybe people, you know, they didn't have the access, they didn't have the films and the television programs, obviously, that they had in the 1960s, you know, and different sci-fi things going on. And I wondered if maybe it could be one and the same thing, because it's funny that 50 years prior to the Mothman coming into its own at the end of the 1960s, there had been sightings of this Birdman, you know, a man, a giant man, well, 6-foot man with giant wings. Yes, Julia, that's it. Travis, spill the beans. Drop your guts and spill the beans. So, yeah, I think, however, with Mothman, though, going back to that, I'm not sure. Yeah, the stories are a little scary, and I don't think I'd like to look up and see this thing with glowing red eyes sat in a tree looking down at me. But I'm not 100% convinced about Mothman as a cryptid. I am 100% convinced about Dogman. And obviously, anybody who knows Lady Wytch knows that if somebody's going to be taken on the word, it's going to be her. So, you know, maybe it was somebody like me saying I'd seen a Dogman, because you'll know I'm a bit of a gobshite. You'd probably not be as inclined to believe me as much. You know, yeah, I don't tell fibs, but you might think, oh, she's probably had a skinful and, you know, she's just seen a very hairy man walking down the street. But I think as far as credibility goes, and I'm pretty sure you'll all agree with me, if we're going to say somebody's a credible eyewitness, I think we can agree Lady Wytch is a credible eyewitness, isn't she? You see, the thing I was interested in was this connection that they seem to have, that they seem to get some form, not psychic as in you can read the thoughts, but there's some form of a link made once you've seen one or been in close proximity to one. There's some form of a link formed that then is never broken. You know, and I did ask Lady Wytch this, have you ever, even if you've not seen it, have you felt like it's been close to you? Have you felt like it was there? You know, when you get the whole hairs on the back of the neck's jobby. And obviously, I'm not going to answer for Lady Wytch if she wants to tell you guys, you know, what she told me. But that seems to be very, very common, because I know one of the guys, one of the stories that I listened to on Dogman Encounters, he moved away. He was just, because of the trouble they were having with these dogmen, he moved away and had been away for maybe a year to 18 months. And then said he started feeling, and they moved a distance. We're not just talking a mile or two. He moved, you know, he might have even moved states, to be honest. I can't remember the full detail on that one, but he said just one evening he was sitting out on his porch and he got exactly the same feeling that he always used to get on the previous property right before a dogman showed up. And then things started to happen there as well. And he said it was just identical. So he said, even if there's the slim possibility that there were another pack of dogmen at his new property, it was the fact that it was identical. It followed the same pattern that the previous incidents were taking. So he reckons that this thing, through some form of psychic line, had managed to track him down to his new location and was continuing to torment him. I read up a bit on Mothman. From what I can see, there's been no sighting since the 60s. Yeah, I got it to 66 to 67, wasn't it? November 66 to December 67. Yeah, Green has 100% credible coming from Lady Wytch. Yes, yeah. But in which, if Lady Wytch said it and saw it, I believe it. Me too. Me too. That's what I'm saying. Out of everybody, not saying anybody else. You know, none of. I'm not saying that none of you are credible. I'm just saying, given Lady Wytch's character, we all know if she says something, it's not bullshit. And I could tell that by the way that she relayed a story to me, which is exactly as I read it out to you all. She's not embellished it. She's not tried to make it more than what it is. She's literally told the story as it happened, how she felt, even to the point of starting it off with a bit of a disclaimer. Pork chop, I don't think KMA is fully aware of the rules of the house yet. What's that, babes? Oh, do you want a cup of tea? Just going to wait for my answer. I'm wondering which rules of the house. Is it this house or is it the channel house? Even Lammy knows that real. Is he wanting a brew? Even Lammy knows that if you make tea, you make everyone tea. Oh, shit bags, yeah. Right, guys. I didn't want to disturb you up the stairs while you were gaming. Bloody Nora. Right, you can all listen to me making Mr. Wonderful a cup of tea. just come away from the kettle so it's not disturbing everyone. The cheeky buggers, aren't they, green eyes? He got a nice bowl of pasta taken up before. Cups out, everyone. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, Lady Wytch, I wouldn't. I make shit cups of tea. I'm learning to make them better. You didn't seem to disturb me when you needed a charger. No, I know, but you'd not been playing long, so it was, you know. Yeah, no, I make really weak. I always used to say, Lady Wytch, that I like my tea like I like my men, white and weak. Didn't go down very well in a lot of circles, but it was just a joke. Because my dad used to say he liked his coffee, Julie Andrews, white and, well, basically white and no sugar, but he'd say white none. Okay, mate, it's just him, me and some zombies, and as far as I'm concerned, you were never a disturbance. Oh, thank you, Mirror Man. Thank you, Mirror Man. You got quite a posh accent, actually, haven't you, Mirror Man? I heard it. Probably think we all sound common as shite from up here. Right, this is where it becomes funny because I don't know. We've done a big sort out in the kitchen and found him. He's put the tea bags up on the top of the shelf, which I can't reach. However, there are some in the tea caddy. So luckily, I've not had to go and shout him and ask him to come and reach them. Everything I need was like way out of reach. Freda, I've got absolutely no idea who Travis is. I've got no idea. Whoever it is enjoying not telling us, though. That's the thing. I've been called a lot of things in the past, good and bad, but posh is a new one. Well, you sounded posh to me. Well, I think anybody south of Birmingham sounds posh to me. Guessing Mrs. Mirror never brought you pasta bolognese tonight. There's a bit left if you want it. I was still full from my lunch, so I haven't eaten it. I know, Sheila. I don't know where they've gone. Bloody Travis. Travis, the killer chimp, where are you? We want to know. I wonder if Travis is Nuff Nuff then. If Travis might have fallen asleep, it might be Nuff Nuff. Well, we've had about 8 guesses now, haven't we? And nobody's coming in. Come on, the rules of the game are, if somebody says your name, you have to admit and come back in as yourself. Do we have anyone with the word rain in the name? Yes, we do. We have Rain Dancer. Oh! That's your dinner tonight, pasta bolognese. Do you know what I did mine in, Lady Wytch? I've got a Pressure King Pro. You know, the electric pressure cooker. What do they cook? Oh, you've got them over in America. What is it? Are they called the one pots or something? It's bloody amazing. I love it. And I literally just bunged everything into it. Everything. Put it on, 6 minutes, boom, done. That pressure cooker is the best. Instapot, that's it, thank you. So the Pressure King Pro's like our version over here. But yeah, one of the best things ever. If anybody is ever thinking about buying either an Instapot or Pressure King Pro, go for it. Bloody amazing. I think whoever can keep their incognito identity till the end deserves. Yes, and I think male or female, I think they should get a sword or a shield. Freda. Mirrorman, I had beef shin lasagna for lunch today. So nice. Oh, do you know what? Beef shin, I can get that from I've got one of my friends is a butcher. They have a farm and they basically do from field to plate. Ethical farming, really good place, and the meat is amazing. And it's one of the few places around here or around where I am soon not to be living anymore that you can actually buy beef shin. Oh yeah, why does it always rain on me? Is it because I lied when I was 17? Yes, we have Rain Dancer. Don't have the Instapot brand, but I love mine. Once I stopped being afraid it was going to explode. Yeah, but don't forget, you know, growing up, we didn't have anything like this. I can remember, you know, they had a pressure cooker at home and you had to get the weights just right on the top to release the pressure. Oh, what's a Thermomix, Green Eyes? Is that a pressure cooker? It is seriously one of the best things I've ever done is buy that. Mirror Man sounds delish. You need to rephrase that, Green Eyes. Oh, it's like a pressure cooker. Oh, okay. Right. I've now made... Ah, okay, Kathy. Yeah, I've got a slow cooker as well, Lisa, but these pressure cookers, the bloody unreal. I would have never got one, and then I saw an advertisement for one, and I thought, I'm going to have a go at one of these. And honest to God, it's the best money I've ever spent. Mine's getting a bit battered now. I wouldn't mind getting a replacement and going for the bigger one, because I think mine was the 5 litre, and I think they do, is it 7 litre, the biggest one? Yeah, beef shin. It's so tasty. I always use that. I do this a really nice. It's a Chinese beef stew. It's so nice. It's well, anyway, without going into the whole recipe, but you always use beef shin for that. Oh, it's delicious. Right. As Dirty D would say, we're going on a field trip. We're going on a little road trip. We're going to go up the stairs. Hopefully my phone's not going to die because I'm on 5% here. I'm going to go up the stairs, deliver the cup of tea to Porky. Hopefully he won't say it's shit. I'll have to try and stop the dog running into his office. Right, give me 1 second. We can all say hello to Porky Choppy. Oh, Cooper, come out. Babe.
Hello, Coops.
Hiya. There you go.
That looks absolutely delightful.
Does it?
Well, give us a kiss. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cooper, the dog's under your table. Coops, come on, mate. Come on out. Come on. Come on out. Good boy. Good lad. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Sounds like my cup of tea's going to be a success. I usually make them really shit. Right, what have I missed? Ninja does everything. Air fry, pressure cook, slow cooker. Oh, right. Thermomix does everything. Cooks, chops, slices and more, but it's about 1,600 quid. Oh, wow. Lisa, we've got no idea who they were. No idea whatsoever. Well, I've been obviously bringing all my stuff over here, and well, I mean, not even scratched the surface yet, but I've got, as you all know, me and my baking and my cooking. So last weekend I brought all my baking things, so all my mixing bowls and my mixer and tins and cake pans and you name it. And I've now brought over, although I do a lot of my bread by hand and in pans, I've also got a brand new bread maker, Morphy Richards fast bread maker, and then my KitchenAid, that's come over, and the huge soup pots and got all sorts of stuff. So I think he's going to be regretting this. I've got a cook. What's this? Cook for Me Connect. It's amazing. Would not be. Oh no! What's that, Sheila? I've not heard of that. Oh yes, Julia, Captain Spaulding. Oh right, is Travis Captain Spaulding? Oh, bugger, Mrs. Mercury, I'm so sorry. Oh, a flaming nightmare. Sorry, chicken. I shall do it. Do you want the now, how do you make your bread, Mrs. Mercury? Do you do it? Are you doing the easy version like Green Eyes does? You know, in the doing it in a Dutch oven? Or are you doing it the traditional way? When I'm saying in the Dutch oven, you know, it's the no knead bread bread recipe or bread technique. A bloody murder for I opened your email, and then with everything that was going on, I just totally, you know, because obviously my dad, and then making the big jump and moving house. Do it by hand, right, Mrs. Mercury? Well, that's how I make it. So right, Porky, if you're listening, because I know what I'm like, remind me in the morning to send Mrs. Mercury the tiger bread recipe, please. Thank you. Because unfortunately, normally I would make a note to myself. I haven't got a pen. I haven't got my notebook with me. KitchenAid stuff still going strong after 16 years. Oh, I love my KitchenAid. This have you got the KitchenAid food processor as well, Green Eyes? That's frigging amazing. But I tell you what, those blades are so damn sharp. I had mine in a bag, you know, getting ready to move them, and they were in the spare room on the floor against the wall. And because I'm kind of pulling things down and boxes and all sorts of shit, and I tried to walk between them, and my foot got stuck. And obviously the point of one of these blades was right against the bag that they were in. Well, it came through the bag and through my sock and basically through my foot. I was like, you fucking hell, really hurt. Oh, Sheila, it's a pressure cooker that's got built-in recipes, and you can link it online via an app for more recipes too, and chat to community to upload your own cooking techniques. Oh, that sounds interesting, Sheila. I've never heard of that. That is the best cup of tea you have ever made me. Thank you. Was it really? Well, you're very welcome if that's the case. Is tiger bread the one that you pay? Yes, Lady Witch, you make rice paste, and it's that because, well, I mean, you don't have to do it with rice flour if you can't get that, so long as it's not got any gluten in it. because it's the fact that there's no elasticity. So as the bread is increasing in size as it's baking, the paste that's on it doesn't stretch with it, which is what causes the crackles to appear in the tiger bread. But yeah, it's the rice paste. But I found a recipe. It's not one I had used, but I found a recipe for green eyes that was for tiger bread. The same paste and everything, but for the no knead technique. It sounds similar to the Thermomix. We'll look into yours. Thank you. Sell them on Amazon or via the Tefal website. Oh, right. Okay. Mixer, food processor and mini processor and pasta maker that fits to the mixer. I know. I love the KitchenAid. I love it. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, 400 quid for a mixer. Well, actually, it's more than that now. But, 400-500 quid for a mixer, it's ridiculous. But it's not. It's not. You get the use out of it. Well, I certainly have. How much are they, Sheila? Have I missed that in the chat? Just wondering if they're very expensive. I mean, I've got to stay away from kitchen places because I go a bit crazy. I walk into them and I'm like, oh my, in fact, I'll tell you who will understand me here, Julia, because Boundary Mills, you know exactly where that is. I'm a bugger. Well, I used to be going in the kitchen department at Boundary Mills at Colne. Oh, Jesus, I could have spent, I could have spent the value of a house in there. And they sell all the crusade and stuff like that, but they have all these, they just have some wonderful shit in there that you buy and you never use it, but you just have to get it because it looks so amazing. About 490. Well, that's not bad though, is it? Only trouble is, it's hard to lift out of the cupboard. Yes. Every pro cook I know uses KitchenAid. And they've had them for years and years, worth the money. Yeah. I have KitchenAid mixer, toaster and kettle, but Magimix processor. The KitchenAid processor is brilliant, Sheila. Oh, Julie, yeah, you know where that is. So have you been into the kitchen department? I mean, I've not been for years. I don't even know what it's laid out like now, but I could spend a day in there just looking at stuff. Porky's on about us making a trip to IKEA for a few bits, and I'm thinking, I'm dreading it because I know I'm just going to be going, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And none of it I'll use. I'm not fit. Well, actually, I'm not safe to go on my own because I will spend shitloads of money on shit I don't need. They're definitely a good investment if you like baking. Do kettles and all sorts now. Yeah. Love my KitchenAid too, worth every penny. That's it. You know, you get what you pay for, don't you? And, you know, I've heard people saying, I can't believe you spent that much money on KitchenAid. You could have got this for this much money. But like, you know, like has been said, like Lady Wytch said, people having them and 16 years on and they're still working as good as new. I wouldn't be without it. Oh, you don't cook that much, Julia, eh? That might change being in here with all these the recipes and tips and hints. Especially with the no-knead bread, which is minimal effort. Oh, Green Eyes, I forgot to message you back. You know, you said you couldn't get hold of the chili cheese sauce. Well, Porky said have you got a Walmart? Because it's like Asda's own brand. It's in a jar. It's usually with the pasta sauces, and it's like Asda's own. So if you've got a Walmart, they'll have it, and it's chili cheese sauce. And he said it's got kidney beans in it, but he picks them out because I don't like kidney beans, so he picks them out. But failing that, I suppose you could just buy a normal jar of bechamel sauce and stick chili in it and a bit of, I don't know, liquid cheese. In fact, I wonder, do you think you could use something like, you know, like the nacho cheese sauce that you can get to heat up? I wonder if you could mix, like that you get to dip Doritos in and you can heat it up. That nacho chili cheese sauce. I wonder if you could get that and mix it with bechamel sauce just to jive it up a bit. You don't use your mixer at all. Got it to stand on the kitchen cabinet. It looks good, but like I said before, I can cook, but I'm shite at baking. Yes, it's bugging me as well, Sheila, who Travis is, but they appear to not be there. Oh, well, I think green ice, that's probably going to be your best option. Bechamel sauce and just jazz it up. Oh, there you go, pork chop. If they don't have chili cheese sauce, use macaroni cheese sauce or Doritos cheese dip. My son bought me a food processor, but it fell to bits. Oh no, Julia. If you use mac cheese sauce, just add extra chili to the pasta, to the passata, and chili cheese slices on the top. Yeah, I just add chilies. But you won't regret making it, Green Eyes. It's so nice. Usually make my own sauce. We'll try. What's that? Whack jong. What's that? Or is that a typo? I've got no idea what that says. Oh, well, you'll have to let us know if it works out all right, Green Eyes. I have a Kenwood food processor. I've had it for 15 years, still working great. That's actually the other one, Freda, isn't it? Because, oh, no, who was it? One of my friends, and they were saying that they've still got a Kenwood that was somebody's. And didn't Bam say the same thing as well? Hasn't she got one that was a grandma's or something? That's like as old as Methuselah and still works like new, that they got from Woolies. I'm sure it was Bam said that. But yeah, one of my friends has got one that she inherited from somebody, and that's as old as the hills as well, and said it just keeps going and going and going. Never had to have it serviced, never had to replace any bits on it. But it's like the old Singer sewing machines, isn't it? The proper old Singer sewing machines, they just keep going forever. Oh, a few health problems, so get help with cooking as well. All right, Julia. Oh, Porky, my mum still uses her Moulinex. Well, I'll tell you what, Julia, if you ever want to invest, because it's minimal effort for cooking, get one of them Pressure King Pros or the Instapots, because you can do a full meal in them. I did a full roast dinner in one. I couldn't believe. I followed a recipe from online, so everything just went into the pot, and you have like a trivet that goes inside it where you can, put your vegetables if you want. So they kind of steam your veg. And I did a roast in there, and I was thinking this is not going to turn out nice, and my God, did it. I think I can't remember exactly how long it was because it was a while ago, but I wanted to cook, it was a lamb joint. Now with lamb, I like it so it's falling off the bone. So usually I'll stick it in the oven, you know, for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours, just so that it cooks and retains all the flavour but falls to pieces. And it was about an hour and 10 minutes, if that, in the pressure cooker, and it just felt like, well, it tasted like it had been in the oven all day, just on a slow cook and simmering away in the flavourings. It was delicious. Oh, Travis, maybe Suzanne, maybe. Whoever it is a mod, so we know that they're a reg. You're not going to be able to sleep tonight, Sheila, are you not? I can't think who else. It's I cannot think, genuinely can't think of anyone else. We've guessed Nuff. We've guessed Helen Happy Thoughts. I guessed Kathy, who it wasn't because Kathy's in as herself. We've guessed Sid Vicious, Bedtime Clown, Voodoo Queen, Cassius, Captain Spaulding, Genetic Code, who it wasn't. I haven't even got an Anne Westwood, and I haven't got a clue who else it could have been. Can grate a whole block of cheese in 2 minutes. Oh, that's my kind of a food processor, Freda. Only thing is, a lot of these slow cooker pressure cookers are too big, as it's just me when John's away. Well, actually, Green Eyes, the Pressure King Pro, I don't know about the Instapot, but the Pressure King Pro does a smaller one. I think it's in total, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 litres, but it's not that cumbersome. I mean, I've got the 5 litre one. I want to get the one up from this. Give us clues, Travis. Give us clues. No, we need to know. They have to reveal themselves. They do, but I think they're just doing it to piss us off, Sheila. What about the new person from last week? Who did we, oh gosh, now I'm trying to think who we had new last week. Oh, that's dreadful of me. I can't even remember who we had in new. Can anyone remember? Pig off, rotten Russian bots. Your leader's about to cause World War III. Fuck off and sort your country out instead of coming in here with your porn links. I live alone. I have a big slow cooker, but I have a small one as well. Can't get many small ones ever. Oh, right, okay. Oh, nightmare. Ha, Travis is Sharat. Sharon, is it? Travis, are you Sharat? Or could it, oh, hang on a minute, could it be Hippie Chick? Could it be me twin? Travis, are you my twin? If not, I'm going to have to give up. And I tell you what, I'm going to de-wrench you, fucker. Tell us who you are or be de-wrenched. I'm forever shunned. I think we need to set Lady Wytch on her or him. So are you all looking forward to hearing Burren's spooky stories then? Because I really am. Is that definite, Sheila? Is it definitely Sharon? Kathy B58. Ninja Mini is good. My sister-in-law has one for camping. Oh, that sounds all right. How much are they, Kathy? What kind of price range do they fall into? Oh, no, you're guessing. Oh, you said it with so much conviction, Sheila. Ha, Travis is Sharon. I just want to know. Apparently Anonymous hacked into Russian state TV. Excellent. Oh, 160. Oh, that's not bad, Kathy, is it? 160 quid. Yeah, especially being possessed. I know, Julia. See, aren't you glad you hit our channel by pure accident and had no idea what we were all like or what we were talking about? I answered that for you. You'll probably go, yeah, fucking right I am. Not. Yeah, I think stories are going to be really good. But I really loved Lady Witches. Loved that Dogman story. I'm so jealous because obviously we've also got who I'd love to talk into giving me her story when she feels better is Raven, because Raven had a Bigfoot encounter. It is very hard to guess. We need to do another quiz as well. Need to get a quiz night sorted out. Come on now, Travis, you twat, says Sheila. Yes, twat. This is some serious twattage going on. It isn't fair on the chat members. People are not going to sleep. People are going to stress about this. We don't need any stress in our community, don't you know? And especially because I'm not going to be online for very much longer, because I'm absolutely shattered. I'm all packed out. Oh, I keep looking around the house going, I've only got 3 weeks to get this bastard cleared. Raven lives in Bigfoot territory. I'm surprised she doesn't see them regularly, to be honest. The thing is, though, Lady Witch, you hear about some people, don't you, who have properties in Canada? Well, and obviously in America as well, but I've heard a few in Canada, you know, homesteaders and what have you, who've just got them living on the property and they're seeing them on a daily basis. But I then think when you've got these people who are admitting and saying, we have a family of Bigfoot live here, we see them every night at 7 o'clock and they come down over the back field and they come and do X, Y, and Z and we see them and they know we're here and then they leave and go back. You never get any of these Bigfoot researchers rocking up at these places, do you, to say, right, okay, let's stop here, let's have a film and let's try and catch one. Why is that? Oh, Sheila's wondering if Travis is Raven. I don't think so. I think it was someone who was in that discussion about Travis the chimp last week. And it's killing me to try and think because I do remember we were talking about it, Simples and Green Eyes and me and, oh, hang on, is it Joe? Is Travis Joe Mardre? Just thought then because Joe was on about it as well. And then Sid Vicious. I'm going for Joe Mardre. Come on, Joe. Stand up and be recognised. Whoever you are, they're not just a twat. They're like a bastard. Yeah, Sheila, I'm wondering if it's Joe. Because Joe always bobs in and out of chat, doesn't she? Because she's doing family stuff. And she'll go and have a fag and then she'll go and sort a family out and she'll make something and then she'll come back again. Yeah. Let's go for Joe Mardre. Yeah, I don't think it's Raven. I think it's possibly Joe. Can you remember who else was talking about Travis? There were a few of us, weren't there, Green Eyes? So I know it's not Simples because she's knackered and she's had the grandbabies. It's obviously not you or I. So my only other chat, and then I was thinking Sid was on about it because he didn't know, and we were saying go and check it out, but have a strong stomach. And Joe Mardre. So I'm going to go for Joe this time. I don't know where our Cassius is at the moment, though. I'll be honest with you. When whoever sees Cassius next, because obviously I'm only bobbing on and offline. Apart from me once a week, I'll do an upload till I've moved house. But whoever sees Cassius next, tell him that he's got a lifetime sword in here for his serve of the gob that he delivered to Dorothy the other day. That is not going to be a wait until somebody ousts you. He is a sword dame for life. Kudos. Oh, Freda, I feel your pain. Remember moving a year. Oh, I remember when you moved, Freda. Using my wee Fiesta with the seats back, putting stuff in the back, so many trips back and forth. I know. Well, the thing is, Freda, it's Porky's 30 miles away from me. Obviously not at the moment, he's upstairs, but it's like a 60-mile round trip. So bless him, he came to mine Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday night, just a flying visit to pick up a load of bags and some of my kitchen stuff, stuck it in his car and came back here with it. And then obviously we came over this morning with more stuff. It's the furniture more than anything, because I'm getting rid of most of it, as everybody knows. That's it now. Block Travis for not playing, I know. Yeah. The rules of the game were you have to confirm or deny if somebody gets your name right. Travis is terrible. So what I'll do is I'll have a fallback for next week. I'll get the, if I plan again on Friday, doing a live, and I mean, I might, to be honest, I might come on tomorrow night because I'm here at Porky's all weekend. I know he's got a big streaming thing on tomorrow night, so I might come on for a bit because I can't pack anything else up because I'm over here, and I'm hoping that we'll have got stuff sorted in his house, you know, during the daytime. So I might come on for an hour or two tomorrow night. It's just I feel a bit flat tonight because I'm knackered. But what I'll do for next week, we'll say at the time being, I'll plan on it being Burren Wytch's stories, but just in case she can't make Friday, or you know, obviously wait to see what date she's got. But if next week ends up being inconvenient, I'll have a fallback, and I will do. Let's have a think. What would you like? We've got options here. I can either carry on and do another installment of my Vikings, or I can do the War of the Roses and go through the Plantagenets. So I'm happy to do what you like, or unless somebody else has got a suggestion of something for us to cover, just so I've got a fallback, so that if we don't do so if we just don't happen to be able to line up with Burren Wytch in case she's busy or what have you, that we've got another topic to fall back on. So I'm open to suggestions in the chat, and if I don't get any suggestions, I'll do a coin toss between carrying on with my Viking stuff, or I'll do some War of the Roses, and we can talk about yeah, what went on there with the houses of York and Lancaster. This place I'm in now was fully furnished, so I had to leave my furniture behind. Well, the problem is I've got to get rid of mine. I can't leave anything in that house. And would you believe it? I have been ringing round the shelters, women's refuges, homeless support places. I rang one place that helps 25s and unders, you know, homeless, to become established in their own properties and what have you. And nobody wants anything. You know, I'm talking, they can literally have everything apart from my my two dining. I've got two coffee tables, my rocking chair, I've got a standalone freezer, and one of my beds. Basically, they can have everything, and nobody wants it. Oh, Mrs. Mercury, Plantagenets. Oh, well, that's you and Lisa then. Well, I'm happy to do that because I love the Wars of the Roses. I was gutted, really, that we were... Oh, Sheila says, Mrs. Mercury, was you Travis? No, because Mrs. Mercury only came in part way through. She hadn't got a notification, Sheila, and Travis had already been in. I'm thinking Joe Mardre. Or Sid. I just can't make my mind up. Right, okay then, that's going to be my plan. Kiss gave a lot of stuff away on Gumtree. Yeah, well, I'm wondering whether to just put something on Free Cycle, and then there's a buy, swap and sell. One of my friends is on that because I don't use Facebook, but apparently there's a buy, swap and sell local site on Facebook. So I might just get my friend who uses it. And there's a Green Living forum as well. So just advertise this stuff and say, come down. I'll put stickers on what I'm keeping. You know, I've got a television as well. There's a big telly there that somebody can have. You know, it's just daft because when I got my very first home, I had nothing. You know, and I was on. People were giving me things. You know, because you get a mortgage. The first mortgage you get when you're young, it's you know, that's all your money is going on that and bills because you're just not used to it, are you? So yeah, I was on handouts of furniture and even bedding. You know, yes, some things were brand new, you know, towels and some bedding, but you know, I was given all sorts of things. And I was given it. Maybe my mattress wasn't brand new. That was one that was given to me. So I just thought, well, it's Porky's suggestion, but you know, I was like him. I thought, you know, people are just grateful for anything when they've got nothing, but apparently not at the moment. So I'll just have to do that, and then, you know, maybe try and get bulky rubbish to come and take, you know, what I can't get rid of. But hopefully I'll get it sorted. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to find out who Travis is tonight, everybody. And especially not before we go off, because I'm planning on getting off in, well, about 6 minutes time. I know, Sheila, it's really pissing me off. I'm a hoarder. Remember, I have to keep my fingers under control. Oh, dear me. I think what I'll do is I'll bag up some stuff just for the charity. You know, like tons of cutlery, tons of it. And I don't need any of it here. You know, my cutlery, my plates. I've given a set of pans away to my next door neighbour. Oh, Sheila's going to be having a wobbler. You're going to be like I was when I couldn't. Now, here you go. Excuse me. This'll serve you right, bitch. Do you remember when you were telling everybody, haha, we shouldn't have all, when you found out I was having a real breakdown over not knowing who anybody was? You said, oh, if we'd have known you it was affecting you that bad, we just wouldn't have, we shouldn't have said. Right. Feel my pain. Now you know what I was going through the week before last. Oh, good grief. Maybe I should do, I'll record a video just asking can the real Travis please stand up? Make yourself known, else you're banned from me, from me streams forever. Yeah, we can't be doing this. We can't be doing this at all. Yeah, you see, well, that's it, Green Eye. She was laughing at me, wasn't she, in my anguish? Karma. Oh, gosh. Well, listen, before I wrap everything up, I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, a massive, massive thank you to Lady Wytch for sharing her story and for answering the questions that everybody had for her. And obviously, if you know, you remember things, because it's one of those things that you don't talk about all the time, isn't it? And then it's like anything, when you discuss a memory with people that you haven't discussed for a long time, it'll suddenly start to bring back certain things that you'd forgotten all about. So by all means, if anything, you know, if it's jogged your memory talking about it, you know, whether it's this week, next week, the month after, please let us know, because I'd be really interested. Any other detail that you've got and that you remember, and I know everyone in chat would be exactly the same. I'd be really, really interested, because as I said, I'm fascinated, Lady Wytch. Oh, thanks, Starlight. And Sheila, yeah. Because the thing is, as well, it takes a lot to tell these stories, doesn't it? You know, it's like when I was going over the stuff on Cannock Chase, how many people reckoned that they, you know, there were, out of all those thousands of reports, 12 people had reported seeing werewolves, but nearly 500 reported seeing wolves, because they didn't want to appear stupid or, you know, to be ridiculed. So it takes a bloody lot to actually admit to seeing or experiencing something like this. So I'm really, really grateful that you did it on here. Like, I mean, I know other people have known your story, Lady Wytch, but I am really grateful, because as you all know, I'm a little bit obsessed with the old Dogmen. And especially given that that particular story matches up perfectly with the location of the episode that was uploaded 13 days ago onto Dogman Encounters. And obviously this, you know, Lady Wytch already had her story. It's not like she's listened to that and gone, oh yeah, I'll use this one. It's not. She was as shocked as I was to say that is the same area that I saw mine. Freda, Lady Wytch, thank you. Your tale was very interesting. I enjoyed hearing it. Yes, I did, Freda. I'll see all the thank yous there. Green Eyes, thank you, Lady Wytch. Burren, absolutely, thank you. Sheila, thank you, Wytch. Starlight, thank you, Lady Wytch. Yeah, it was really, really great hearing it. And again, and so, you know, anybody else who's got any tales that you want to share, you know, by all means, just fire them over to me by email if you don't want to tell them in person. And even if you don't want people to know where it's come from, I won't say, you know, if you... Oh, Julia, I have a couple of paranormal bits, so Porky might want to listen to them. Oh, yes. Yeah, anytime, Julia. I mean, if you want to come up on panel sometime. that's absolutely fine. You know, it depends if you feel like talking, you know, coming up on panel with me. It's really weird because you can't hear the chat, or you can't see the chat. So you forget, and you actually think you're just gabbing on the phone to a friend. So it is quite easy to do. I panicked the first time I went up on somebody's live, and it was the weirdest thing. I literally felt like I was just chatting to a mate on the phone. So it made it a lot easier to do. Mrs. Mercury, I'm going to scroll back to the start as I missed it. Yeah, very, very interesting, Mrs. Mercury. I've just read out as Lady Wytch put it. I've not added anything to it. It's literally as she sent it over. That's it. Julia, I'll probably email if I can do it. I have a video as well. Oh, yes, please. Oh, there you go, Porky. I'll be listening. Yeah, well, if you've got something you can send over, Julia, and, you know, I'll let Porky have a look at it, and especially if you've got a video and you can have a listen. I mean, as you all saw, when we did the videos that he uploaded on his channel, we didn't get any paranormal activity that night. So he just, you know, he wanted to share with you what we'd, you know, the areas that we'd been to. But we will get some good paranormal shizzle, scary stuff. Sheila, I have a story about a disappearing chimp. It's a right nightmare. But I bet you won't laugh at me again when I'm getting stressed out, will you not? Need an email address. It's on my about me. Hang on. Let me see if I can. Right, I'll have to run in the other room. I'll see if I can put it in the chat. If not, if you go on my channel and go to the about me, and it's down there. I think it's kiss_my_axe. I think it's Hotmail. Oh, I'm crap. I've only got it for or at YouTube. Let me see. Let me see, and I can type it into the chat. Hang on, because I'm absolutely rubbish. Dun, 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 dun. Right, here we go. Oh, bugger. Sorry about this. I'm making typing errors. You just all have to listen to me trying to type shit out. Hotmail. Oops. Right, there you go. If you think they're okay, then you can tell them. If not, you don't have to. No, I think that'll be great. Now, hopefully, you should be able to see my my email. So that's my YouTube one. I only set that one up so I didn't get it mixed up with any like business emails or what have you. But I have had some issues with that address. Now, whether it's because I've got the underscores in it, I don't know. But some people, like Lady Wytch, was trying to send me emails on that and they wouldn't send. And Mrs. Mercury was trying to send me emails on that and they wouldn't send. So if you have any problems, if they're not sending or you don't get a reply back from me, it probably means it hasn't come. Just give me a nudge and I can try and get an alternative to you. Oh, Salisbury Hall. I know somebody who went on a ghost hunt there. And they did say it was pretty scary. And you know, it's one place I've never visited. Not actually going inside. I've been in the grounds, but I've not actually visited there, Julia. So, but I said to Porky, I want us to go to Pendle. That'll be really good. There's so many places, and I really would like to go where Nuff Nuff went the other week. Go up to Wood Plumpton, you know, around the Goosenet area, but Wood Plumpton, where the witch is buried, Meg Shelton. That witch who's buried upside down with the big boulder over her. Okay, so are we going to have an incognito night next Friday? Would you like to, Freda? What's everybody think? Do you want to go incognito again? Yeah, Starlight Pendle. It's not, well, I'm moving 30 miles further north, but it's not that far from where I am at the moment. It's pretty close to Julia as well. But yeah, do you all want to do incognito again next week? Or if you're getting bored of it, it's not a problem. I'm happy to do whatever you like. If a group want to go to LEP, I can organise it. Oh, Burham Wytch. Oh, wow. Thing is, though, can you come to the south of Ireland without being vaxxed? Better check. So I'm one of these terrible people who hasn't had a needle. But that sounds amazing. And if I can come to the south of Ireland without needing a vaccination, it's just if they can let us in. Oh, you don't mind either, Sheila. Fucking Travis is not coming in next week. Banned now on a timeout till they reveal themselves. Have you timed them out, Sheila? Go on yourself, girl. Oh yeah, as long as you had a check. All right, okay, so you don't have to quarantine once you're there. If that's the case, then I wouldn't mind, obviously, a little bit further on in the year, because I've got to do a house move yet, and I've got a little holiday coming up with my friend, which was booked last year. We always go every year in June for a little week, but then after that, the world is our lobster. Freda, kiss. I enjoy trying to guess who everyone is. Right. And Freda, can I give you a little tip, sweetheart? Just so you don't, because I'm going to help you out because you're such a sweetheart. All right. Do you know how I know it's you? Every week. Well, I didn't the first week, obviously, but. And then you can maybe not give yourself away and make it even harder for me. And I'm only telling you this because I like you. I'll wait to see what you say. Oh, Julia, help me. It was, do you know what? It was, Julia, yours is because you always type in lowercase. You know, like if I do a sentence, I always start it with a capital letter. And some people do it and some people don't do it. You always type in lowercase. So that's how I know it was you. But again, it's one of those things that we do without thinking about it, isn't it? But I'm starting to pick up on certain trends. It's like with Green Eyes, because she used dildo in it. And then when you mention Dorothy, she'll call like an old bitch or something. That's how I know it's Green Eyes. No, you're not thick, Julia. You're not the only one who does it. Not at all. But because I was guessing, because of some of the things other people were saying, I can kind of, I think, oh no, hang on a minute, that's going to be Sheila. But that's how I got you. You're not thick at all, love. Not at all. No, Kiss, I haven't. I forgot I had the power to do that. Being a mod, I'm annoyed, but I wouldn't block them. It's a pity we can't change the name, isn't it? You know, like add something to the name. Like Travis, but then add on the twat. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how I always guess your Freda, although you've not done it this time. Because when you type to somebody, you always put at, and then you always put the first part of the name. So with me, you always put at kiss. You never put kiss my ass the Skalmir. And yeah, so that's how I always guess it's you. Next week, Travis is going to be twattis. Travis is going to be twatted. Never mind twattis. Oh, did you see everybody's thanks there, Lady Wytch, for your story? Really, really appreciated, sweetheart. I'm going to highlight that one as well. So they're the secrets. That's how I tell Julia, and that's how I can tell it was Freda. And that's how I can tell it's green eyes, because it's usually involving a dildo. Kiss, I have to get more dirty, perhaps. Yeah, but see what you've done there? You've put at kiss. That's how I know it's you. Lady Wytch, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Well, that's it though, Lady Wytch. Like I said, if it had been anybody else, they might have thought, bit of bullshit here. But because of how you are, and you're so straight, people know that, you know, what you're saying has got credibility. It's not just somebody coming on blowing smoke up people's asses to tell them a story and keep them interested. We know that what you're telling us is true. So that's why it's enjoyable. But yeah, please, if anything springs to mind, if anything comes back that you've remembered after, relaying it to everybody again, please let us know. And especially if you have any more of these little feelings that Dogman or Dogwoman or Dog Juvenile is around again, because that would be interesting. The types of times. Because I'd be interested to know if it ever happens around. I mean, I know it's the old cliche, isn't it? Full moon. But if it's ever, if it follows the cycle of the moon, be it full, waxing, waning, whatever. But yeah, or seasonal even. Thank you, Kiss. I love you too, even though I'm a dildo. What should that be? Is that your keyboard fucking up again? Yeah, got you. Excellent. Right, guys and gals. Well, on that note of dildo being the last comment that I can see. No, Lady Wytch, don't walk out at night ever. No, no, Julia. Oh, but there's a lot of stories from England as well that you'd be quite scared about going out. A few of them are very, very weird. A couple of them not a million miles away from where you are, which I may tell us one night. Right, so we'll go with that plan. Hopefully we can arrange something with Burren Wytch for next Friday. If not, I'll cover the Plantagenets and we'll do a little bit of War of the Roses and a bit of the whole history surrounding the Plantagenets. It's one thing that I won't have to do any research on because I studied it and I'm kind of, it's all in my head. And we'll do Incognito again. Okie dokie. I might come on tomorrow for an hour or so while Porky's doing his streaming, but then after that it'll be next Friday and it'll be the same time if that's okay with everybody. Yeah, like Freda's just said, I really believe that happened to you. Yeah. No, thank you so much, Green Eyes, and thanks everybody for being in. Again, massive thank you once again to Lady Wytch. Oh, thank you, Starlight. Thanks for coming in. Always lovely to see you. And Mrs. Mercury, I won't forget. I'll send you that recipe tomorrow, sweetheart. I promise you. So yeah, if I catch you tomorrow, brilliant. If not, we'll sort it for next Friday. Okie dokie. Right, on that note, thank you all once again for being here. Oh, Kathy, no problem, lovey. No problem. Look forward to it. Blessings, everyone. Right, you take care. Everybody stay safe, especially Green Eyes in those floods. Keep out the water, babes. Hope everything's all right. And as always, as annoying as ever, I'll see you all on the bright side.